Hello. I know, two streams in one day. By like a half hour to the before then, but yeah, after that All-Star race, I just wanted to watch this just to see if I'm just really that crazy to think that that race was that bad and that Wilkesboro was always like this, or is that just this car? So I wanted to watch this race, which is the last race before 2023, at this track, and just to see what it's all about. Now, obviously, I guess to put it into frame of reference, um, obviously this is 1996. I was only 1 year old, so obviously I don't remember this time period. I really started to get into watching NASCAR on a weekly basis in the Cup Series in 2001, like on a week-to-week basis. Like 2099, I was watching it partially. I have vague memories of that time era. So this stuff is before my time. So I don't remember really much of anything other than the I haven't seen like a full race of this era. So this is kind of my first time, basically my first time watching this race from start to finish, not just like a little bit at the end for like the every win like Jeff Gordon thing. So I just want to see. Again, the bar is set so low that I think if this race just has two green flag passes for lead, it'll automatically be better than the real life race, because that one only had one green flag pass for lead. That was just atrocious, and that was really just because of tire strat difference. There was no like actual on track pass for the lead other than that. So yeah, so that's why we're here. I wanted to see just how this goes. So this is a kind of a different stream, but I thought might as well do this and just see how it goes. So yeah, it won't even be a traditional like 3 hour stream or anything, because it's actually only a 2 hour and 11 race from what they've uploaded. So this will be kind of a little bit shorter than usual, but this will get us a good taste and a good frame of reference of just how this will go. So we're gonna watch it. I'll definitely talk to people in chat, definitely a lot more than normal, because I don't have to be looking back and forth in the screen. I'm recording, so it's gonna be a very chill vibe. If anybody wants to discuss on things or talk topic things while this race is going on, be my guest. So we're just gonna jump straight into it, and we'll see just how the race goes and see just how much passing there was or wasn't, and we'll look at it from a very fair, objective standpoint. So let's get into it.
Well, the cars are rolling out, and as we enter the 27th race of the 1996 NASCAR Winston Cup season, Terry Labonte an 81-point deficit from his teammate Jeff Gordon. Dale Jarrett and Dale Earnhardt are
audio okay versus me and that. I think it might be a bit too loud.
Back. And there you can see that as you look through 6 through 10, it's a pretty tight battle there from 6 through 10 on. Well, we prevail now and show you the last starting grid for a NASCAR Winston Cup race here at North Wilkesboro. It's Ted Musgrave on the pole and Jeff Gordon alongside. Back in the second row, Bobby Hamilton, a driver who has had some good starts recently, looking for his first NASCAR Winston Cup win, along with Mark Martin. Ernie Irvan, who made his return to NASCAR Winston.
Hey, thank you, Scott McNew, with the 10. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. You just got to your hotel from Wilkesboro. Good to see you. Well, that's good to hear. NASCAR needs to change the short track package immediately. Ooh. Well, let me change this. Let me move this.
Just got to my hotel from Wilkesboro. Good to see you. NASCAR needs to change this short track package immediately.
Huh. Well, it's interesting to hear your perspective, just because you were at the track, you're able to see more than what we saw on TV. But if you're saying that, then that's scary. Then it must have been that bad then in terms of race product. I'm sure just like the atmosphere was like a 10 out of 10. I don't think anyone's going to debate that, but yeah, thank you for the input. Thank you for the 10. I appreciate that. I'm glad you were there for the experience. I don't know. But thank you for watching the stream. We're watching this. I want to just see how things will go. So let's
NASCAR Winston Cup win along with Mark Martin. Ernie Irvin, who made his return to NASCAR Winston Cup racing a year ago at this facility, starts alongside Johnny Benson. And in the next row, we see Derry Cope and Bobby Hillin.
And Cope, after not qualifying at Martinsville last week, great qualifying run here.
Is the audio better? Like, race audio, mine, like, is that better balanced?
And there we see Earnhardt, as we said, in row 6. Some Jeff Burke, Sterling Marlin. Some great competition all back through the field. You see Terry Labonte, everybody's pointing towards that guy. And his little brother Bobby, too, will be a factor in this race.
So what are the keys to winning here, guys?
The keys are...
I miss this grid, though. I miss when they used to go through all of this. Well, I guess they still do it. I just like the graphics.
Sometimes that can be your biggest enemy on this racetrack, because if Denny says you spin those tires, then you start slipping and sliding worse and worse and worse. The first thing you know, you can't get off the corners. You know, engine builders try to get as much.
Why is this car? You see that? It was like it was like black and white.
This one, they still
that was weird.
Up at 8,000 RPMs, but at 6,500 RPMs, they detune the engines so that they try to keep the drivers from spinning those rear tires.
Let's take a look at those who failed to qualify for this final event here at North Wilkesboro. Ward Burton, Dick Trickle, and Gary Bradbury.
And it was sad to see.
All right, the bar is set so low. Like we don't have much to surpass the All-Star. Let's see if it does it.
For you here this afternoon. That, of course, is the roof cam.
Hold on. Wait, let me look back at this.
That, of course, is
I wanted to look at this real quick. Look at turn 3. Look at that was all curbs back then. I remember this in iRacing. They had it was like that. So yeah, that was not a thing. I remember. I don't know why I remember that.
We are set for the green flag here at North Wilkesboro for the 93rd time and final time for a NASCAR Winston Cup race. The green flag is waving and the Tyson Holly Farms 400 is underway.
Because they're only saying like it was a one group trap. I think even back then it was, I think, multiple groups, but my memory is vague on that. He just... It's already time for the All-Star race. Lap 1. Why is the 43 down? Ew! What is that 43 thing? Why is the number so low? Ew. Did you see that 43 number? That's like moving it forward but down. Ew. Why is it like that? Why is it like that?
Hamilton looks like he's ready to challenge for the lead.
Taking a look. There comes Earnhardt trying to get on the inside of Michael Waltrip.
But Gordon made the pass on the outside, though. Like, we did, like, the All-Star race, it couldn't do that at all. Like, you had to be on the bottom that whole time.
And a battle for the lead.
That's a battle for third position and also a battle for the lead.
Oh my God. Two changes for the lead in, like, 5 laps. That's mind-boggling. In less than 5 laps, we had 2 changes for the lead. That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable.
Meanwhile, Dale Earnhardt continues to try to move up. You see he's gotten around the 21 of Michael Waltrip, still behind Rusty Wallace. Michael Waltrip trying to get inside of Bobby Hillin.
See Ted Musgrave and pole sitter extremely high up in 3 and 4.
I can't believe it. Two lead changes. Under green. No tire strat, just 2 actual... That is...
And looks like that Ted Musgrave is slipping back badly.
I'm gonna, like, break something. That's so absurd.
Like I said, his car was fast in qualifying. He hoped it would be good for the race, but...
In less than 7 laps. That's... I can't believe that. I didn't think that. That's nuts.
9th position Ted Musgrave has. Takes a look
I think that just goes to show just how bad the Gen 7 cars are.
So Dale Earnhardt now
look at Ernie Irvin. Irvin has closed right up on the back bumper of Jeff Gordon. Takes a look in that 28, the Hellman car. Irvin started in 5th place.
It's, I mean, in like 10 laps.
Good, being essentially unloaded it here on Friday, but at the beginning of practice.
So this isn't just me being like we're seeing like action. Cars were able to make.
Once again, Ernie Irvin tries to work inside of
Wow.
Jeff Gordon. Didn't have the momentum build up there in the corner to take
That's embarrassing. That's in 10 laps. This race had more action than the entire All-Star race in 200 laps.
And I talked to Howard Comstock, the crew chief, and Ted hasn't said anything to the team at all on the radio, but just from them watching, they could presume that the car may be a little bit loose getting into corner, tight in the middle and loose off, and with the rains last night, that's a problem a lot of guys are going to have at least before the first pit stop here today.
Falling back to 10th position, and Sterling Marlin is trying to take that spot away from him. Ernie Irvin still working side by side of Jeff Gordon. He's going to get it. Ernie Irvin goes to 2nd.
Now he sets his eyes on that Pontiac. And at the very same instant that was going on, Dale Earnhardt was passing Derek Cope, moved up into 6th place.
So 13 laps have been completed. Bobby Hamilton has put his STP Pontiac out front of Ernie Irvin, Jeff Gordon, Mark Martin, and now Dale Earnhardt, who has moved to 5th position. We'll be right back in just a moment.
I don't even know what I'm like just in awe.
Green is back out at North Wilkesboro. The Tyson Holly Farms
Wait a minute.
100 underway again. Best battle on the
Did we-
racetrack for 3rd spot. Earnhardt
Wait,
wants it from
was there a yellow? Wait,
the corner, wheel to wheel,
did we
and
miss
Earnhardt
something?
comes out
Like what?
at the spot. And
They said restart. What was the yellow? Was there a yellow that we don't know of? Help.
And Gordon won't
I don't-
ride him too much. He
Did we miss?
big picture, those points. He doesn't want to get into
370.
skirmish here in the early part
I
of
don't-
the race, so he'll let him go. He's already led a lap. Got him 5 bonus points, so he'll settle in there at a spot that's comfortable for him.
from Mark Martin's root cam, you can see that he has indeed passed Jeff Gordon, and so Jeff falls back to 6th position.
Like it wasn't clearly just one groove.
One car there, Rick Mast, as he and Joe Neiman
Now, when I remember when I was racing this track in iRacing, it seemed like the outside line can sort of work in the middle.
Jeff Bodine,
Oh my God, a car got loose. We never seen that in the All-Star race before. Uh-oh. Never mind. Oh, thank you, my name is John for the 10. Thank you. I appreciate it.
so Jeff Bodine has won this race 3 times, 89, 92, and 94, but he's into the pits early.
Somebody said the race is exactly this. We had 2 green flag passes for lead, like 10 laps. That did not happen. No.
The tire goes down there. He gets a little bit crossways,
Okay.
gets hit, and right in the middle of all that traffic, he does a good job, and so does a lot of other race drivers do a good job there of keep from running over him.
So the work is already done on the QBC Ford, and Jeff
As we can already sort of see, it does seem like there's more than just one groove.
up front, it is Bobby Hamilton.
It seems like you can kind of make the middle work a little bit, but
And Jeff Gordon has repassed Mark Martin.
Yeah, Mark going to the corner, slowed and just let Jeff Gordon go.
I think this is where it's gonna kind of settle in. This is what I usually remember the track for being. It's just very kind of tame like this. But that first 10 laps, I blew my fucking mind. So now we'll see just like how the tire wear is.
Also in the pit area, he was involved in that little skirmish there with Jeff Bodine, maybe a tire rub or something.
Yeah, and he was one of those drivers who had made a pit stop during the caution too. As a matter of fact, the 5 team cars in the field, those that were running at the back of the pack, all stopped during that caution as we see Morgan Shepherd making a pass here.
And the left side of Ken Schrader's car is showing some wheel marks too. They're all passing the pole sitter, Ted Musgrave, who is really struggling here in the early going. He's back, what, to about 17?
Yes, and still losing spots. He's just having a tough time.
Jerry has more. Musgrave is just continuing to drop back, Jerry.
Bob, you're exactly right. Not exactly what they had hoped to have happen. You know, we talked about how green the racetrack was. Howard Comstock said the car is just so tight now they can't turn it. They were hoping the track would come to them in the first 30 laps, but we're almost.
God damn, Ted Musgrave. Jeez, he's just falling apart.
One by one. Let's check in with John Kernan.
Jerry, I'm up in Jeff Bodine's pit and looking at the tire, the flat tire that came off there, the left rear, and we can't find any problems. There were no punctures. They say the tire just went flat. All the valve stems are in place, so there's no problem there. They say the tire just went flat. They can't find a puncture. Let's go to Bill Weber.
Another strong qualifying run for Johnny Benson. He also drove in the Craftsman truck race here on Saturday. I talked to his crew. They said they learned a little bit from tire wear. Johnny's truck was great at the beginning of that race, but it got more loose as the race went on.
You know what? Even if this race is uneventful, literally those first 10 laps was better than the All-Star race. I can't even. It's so sad. Hello. Oh my god. Somebody made a pass for someone in like 40 laps. It didn't take 70 or 80. What is this? Oh my god, the outside can do something in 3 and 4.
This is the next to the last car. Kyle Petty is behind Jarrett there. Jarrett was the last one that didn't stop.
The outside line can do something. That's... What reality is this? Oh my god, the outside line. No, not the outside, but that... We're seeing passing. Things are sort of happening. Like... What do I say? I mean, this fucking kicks ass.
By the way, Joe Nemechek and Jeff Bodine each lost 2 laps when they made their green flag pit.
There's things happening. There's, like, battles in the pack. 43 laps in. Oh, my lord.
Yeah, he has those fresh tires. He was one of those that made that pit stop, so he is really coming back up through the field. That was
We're seeing respect. That, too.
near the pack of the field when the caution came out, so he just chose to come in, put on new tires. Very smart.
Ooh.
Boy, some contact there between Dallenbach and Bobby Labonte.
Walter goes in right on the back bumper of Ricky Rudd's time machine. Look at that. Gerald Walter started 37th and is currently 17th. So you can't pass on a short track? He's doing a great job of it. Nobody knows their way around this.
Wow.
track.
I don't know. I'm just engaged. I'm just engaged. Like...
Jeff Hammond right then told Darrell that he was running 2070, 20.70 seconds.
Even if it's like Musgrave led like from the start and there was like this level of action throughout the rest of the field, that would still like be good.
Jeff Hammond earlier in the morning, and he said, you know, really helped back with Darrell, even though he's won 10 times here and has all the experience here at this racetrack, that he ran the truck race on Saturdays. And we may have learned some things in the truck race that could help them today. And even though they started shotgun on the field, Jeff said, hey, this is a good car. We had it at Martinsville last week. We had the power steering problem.
Oh my god, there's just like... this is like inconceivable how much better this is. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke by comparison.
Pit stops during that caution. They have fresher tires, and they've caught these guys who are racing side by side with each other. Ooh, 3 abreast here. Sterling, you better back off. And he did. Joe Nemechek going by the leader of the race, Bobby Hamilton, with those fresh tires. He is faster than Hamilton, so he has one of those laps back.
Look at Ernie Irvin, who's
Oh my god, a pass for the... I don't think these 2 cars are pitted, so this is like... Not factoring in a start, like we're actually going to see like comers and goers maybe? We saw this kind of in real life too, where second place was really close to the leader but couldn't do anything, so... I'm not gonna like jump up and down yet, but it's something.
350 laps to go. 50 have been completed in the Tyson Holly Farms 400 as we say goodbye to Winston Cup Racing at North Wilkesboro. We were running really good, and I
something, cut a tire, and coming off a turn 4 and barely hit the wall. I was sitting there.
That green screen effect, though.
I didn't go until they threw the flag because I knew that.
All right, yeah. Okay.
So I sat there. I got trying to crank the car. Got it cranked. And I sat there for a second, and he had the yellow flag in his hand. He dropped the flag, so I took off, and they didn't like it much. But that's what.
This stuff should be saved for mid-race, like early in the race stuff, not like pre-race, not like during. Like it's a whole segment, like.
That was a special day, and then we were able to come back Sunday and win the race, and that was.
That's my only nitpick.
Probably the most memorable race I've ever run at North Wilkesboro. I was trying to run Rusty down, got caught up in a wreck there, and Jeff and I just barely made it through. Rusty didn't make it through, and then we beat Jeff out of the pits there for that last pit stop we were holding on.
Terry Labonte has moved from 16th to 8th position, and take a look at his record here. In his 35
Not
races,
bad
he has
stats,
4 wins,
jeez.
14 top 5s, and an average finish of 9.3. We've had a change of leader as Ernie Irvin.
Oh my God! A green flag pass for the lead with people on equal fucking time. What is this? Comers and goers. What reality is this? That's our third lead change. Like green flag lead change. Wow. That's nuts. I can't believe it. That would have been a violation with the tire out. It's funny to see how different pit stuff's changed over the years.
Earnhardt moved up so quickly there in the opening laps, but now he is dropped back to 7th position. Rusty takes 6th. What's the situation with Dale, Doc?
Well, the concern we talked about with tires is starting to rear its head here on pit road. We're seeing some of the top teams say that in the spring they could go 75 laps, maybe 70 on the average. But this first pit stop today, the Goodyear people said in lap.
Even them pitting is really early. Like.
Even up front, the 43 car now beginning to slide a little bit. He of course has lost the lead, but look for pit stops at the first opportune time, the next 10 to 15 laps, and when the first leader comes, they'll all follow.
Well, their estimate was pretty accurate because we're on the 62nd lap.
Even the tire wear was better. Like.
Slipping and sliding badly out there as we take a look at another Ram field summary. Ernie Irvin coming up on slower track. Return here a year ago, led 30 laps, and he's back at the front again. About to put a lap on John Andretti.
Andretti is running in the 31st position.
It's embarrassing how much better this is.
Remember, he had fallen back to about 6th. He's worked his way back up to 3rd as Bobby Labonte, Kenny Schrader go by Mike.
Like that, there seems to be more tire wear. Car handling seemed to be way more of a thing. I mean, it is night and day difference in terms of the car stuff.
I think it's paying off for him here right now.
Little different look to the 11 car there of Brett Bodine, former winner here in North Wilkesboro. And there's Lake Speed to the inside of Michael Waltrip. This is about 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th. Look at Johnny Benson. He's got those new tires on there. Look at him go.
Feels so good.
Interesting that they short pitted that early, though. I wonder how much that's gonna help out with Benson.
Benson would be a lap or so down.
Wally Dallenbach is up ahead. Wally also came in for a pit stop not too long ago, but those running up front have yet.
I know some of this is because people pitted, so they're on better tires. So that's why we're seeing passing. We saw that pass for the lead. They're on equal tires, so that was impressive.
Back at North Wilkesboro, well,
Where's
the pit stops we told you
what?
about. However, it's under caution. Let's go to Bill Weber.
What happened? Did we have 2 yellows and we didn't get? What? Are we gonna get a replay for what happened? Why is there yellow? I'd at least like to know. That 43 is so funny. Why is the 43 so low down? Uh-oh.
Now they're going to hold Ernie Irvin on pit road. Larry McReynolds appeals to the Winston Cup official. Ernie did come down pit road earlier and continued on his way. Larry McReynolds lobbying for his cause.
Holy shit.
Irvin being held here on pit road. Now is allowed to go, and Larry McReynolds talks it over with the NASCAR official. Lost a lap.
Now, Bill, as you pointed out, he did, as soon as he came around, he didn't wait for the pace car to pick the field up. He came down pit road. His crew sent him on around.
Holy shit.
Around and got bleeding back in the field, and then came down pit road when they did, but the pits were not open when he came down the first time. So I assume that that's the concern among the officials there.
And of course, he is being stopped also down at the exit of the pit road while the field goes by. Well, we're under caution because of an incident here on the main straightaway involving Kyle Petty, and it ultimately involved Irvin and Hamilton. Let's take a look.
Oh.
Started back in turn 3.
Oh, whoa.
Petty
Okay.
comes off the corner, nails the gas, gets sideways.
Oh, that's where he got the... Oh, right in front of the leaders.
28 car and also the
Yikes.
car. We see Mark Martin way down on the inside. He avoids all the problems. Both the
Okay.
leaders are having a problem.
Yikes. That is... That sucks. That timing really was bad. This car got loose. What is this? Okay. Ugh. Yeah, that need to be yellow.
Kyle is back out on the track. Ernie Irvin, however, has come in for another stop as they continue to work on the left front of the Texaco
Oh, that
Hellman
sucks.
Ford. We'll take a break and be right back with more from North Wilkesboro.
Well, that's gonna shake everything up then. Oh, Mark's leading. Hey, I'm up for a Mark. I wish I didn't know who won, but yeah, I know. Hey, I'm always up for Mark leading though at any point.
I would say my most memorable moment would be, I think it was in 1988 or 89. I was leading the race with 1 lap to go. Jeff Bodine was right behind me. I was going into turn 1. He bumped me in the rear end, sent me up the racetrack. He took the lead. And as we come down the back straightaway, I slid right back in behind him, and I bumped him in turn 3 and shot him up the racetrack. I slid underneath him, won the race, and I looked up in the rearview mirror, and all I saw was people sliding all over the place. And then I come in victory lane, and some of Jeff's crew chiefs' wives hovered as I was pulling into victory lane, and they took their right hand and popped it through the window net at me. They were mad as a hornet. So there's been some real wild stuff happening in North Wilkesboro. I've won a lot of races there. It's been a good track.
Everybody has his favorite memory about this great old racetrack. Rusty Wallace in 25 races here has 3 victories. And
They don't have his average finish like they did with Terry Labonte.
Updating some of the pit stops down here. Bobby Hamilton's car number 43. The car was running a little bit hot. It's now down to 220 degrees.
So lap cars on the inside, lead lap cars on the outside. I know that. I know that much. I kind of shuffled up everything. So that's our 4th lead change. This was more during like pit cycle stuff, so I don't know if that really counts.
Tires for Dale Earnhardt, says his car is good, was a little bit loose before they pitted. Mark Martin pitted 18.64 seconds, 4 tires, and leading the race. Ernie Irvin's car is not handling well. It's towed in a mile, they said. They're going to try and go to the next caution. Ernie is not up to speed, but he may not make it that far, and they have to pit early. To John Kernan.
Dale Jarrett in, 4 tires, track bar adjustment. Remember, he was complaining the car was loose. Darrell Walter, 4 tires, and the track bar, just a small one to try and tighten that car up a little bit. Rick Mass came in, 4 tires, no adjustments. He's certainly running in the same spot.
Ernie Irvin, indeed, cannot keep up with the rest of the field. He is very slow on the racetrack, but some good competition here. Look at Rick Mast working to the inside of Dale Earnhardt, and this is the battle for 5th position after starting in 28. Good performance.
This was always one thing I guess maybe I was never a fan of is... I guess with this format, it makes sense why lap cars are by the leaders for the start. But I do like, I guess I never minded the fact that you can get like wave rounds and lucky dogs and lap down cards are in the back because you always get that shot to be on lead lap. Like I guess I've always liked that. I grew up with it. Basically, I'm just about, but I guess I was fine with that because I always thought this was always kind of messy. But I think generally people knew how to race each other, so like this wasn't a problem. If this happened now, I think there would be more wrecks, but I guess it works with this format more than, I don't know. So Mark Martin's still leading. So far, there's never been a moment where I was just completely bored.
Now these cars right now with their fresh tires on are running about 20 seconds a lap here, maybe just a little bit less. Early Marlin goes on the inside.
Like already, before we even got to lap 200, there's more stuff that happened in this race than the All-Star race. Like it's not even like an opinion. It's not even like a subjective fact, like a subjective take. It's like objectively true. It was messy with a long green flag. Exactly. I think that's true. Mark, you have a good point. You have a good point with that.
Bobby Hill and Ted Musgrave all battling in the back of the field. Round about 18th, 19th, 20th position on back.
There are 28 cars still remaining on the lead lap. A number of them, of course, lost laps during that little skirmish here on turn 4. Of course, a number of drivers had made green flag pit stops before the caution came.
See, that's kind of the thing, at least with back then. If there was a yellow during pit cycles, that really fucked up the order. So I think that's what happened with Benson. Like, he got screwed out of that. See, like, there are things in modern NASCAR I like more than back then. But, like, overall, the racing product was on a whole other level.
Jeff Green, by the way, as Benny mentioned, driving that 29 car this week. Meanwhile, up front, Ernie Irvan loses another lap, and that will put him 2 down back in 32nd position. Mark Martin has the lead, Jeff Gordon second.
And Rusty Wallace looks like he might be coming in.
Oh my god, Rusty's trying to make a pass or someone, but we've only just been green for like 15 laps. An All-Star took like 40 for that to happen. Oh, oh. Oh, they saved it. That shit happened in the truck race, and that was the yellow. That's horseshit. Oh my god, what is this? See, in real life, they would have called the yellow. They would have got the red flag out and everything. I'm being hyperbolic, but... See, even back then, they were really lax on the yellows. Like, it would take a lot for a yellow to actually come out. But they didn't do that there. Oh my god, they're actually going to be battling for position. Like, tire wear was way more of a big deal. That's...
One of those situations where the car goes in the corner, the driver on the outside gets hit with the one on the inside. Happens all the time. And I tell you what, that 33 car got hit right in the...
I can't believe that wasn't a yellow. That would have been a... See, the same thing happened in the truck series. And that was not a... That's ridiculous.
Well, I just talked to Andy Petrie, who will become the owner of that team this week coming up. He tells me that the toe has been knocked out, so Robert's going to really have a handful out there. Let's go to Jerry Punch.
Well, they're going to call Bobby Hill on the pit road. Troy Selberg said no use to take a chance on wrecking a car and maybe injuring a driver. Said we really can't tell from here how bad the car is hurt. We're concerned about a tire rub in the right front, even though quite a bit of the fender is pulled away. So they're on the wall, poised to bring the Jasper Engines forward down pit road.
It sure looks a mess, and Ernie Irvan is in, Bill.
And Ernie Irvan has brought the Hellman Ford back to pit road. They're going to try and cut off the right front fender. They were held on pit road for too many men over the wall and then sent to the end of the longest line for pitting too soon. So it was a double whammy.
I think it's just because the Gen 7 car, the tire is much bigger. So there's more... There's just more grip because there's more tire. I think that could be it. Oh my god. Are we going to have another battle for, like, lead change? I mean, it's just night and day better. I mean, it is laughable how much better this is. Don't tell me we're gonna miss the lead change during commercial break. It's gonna piss me off. Okay, okay. I got. Oh my god. That's our 5th lead change. That's our 5th lead. I'm keeping track. Keeping track. That's kind of that kind of sucks. But then again, wow. So we've had 5 lead changes for the lead. 4 of them were on track. One of them was during like pit cycle. So I guess there's 4 genuine battle for lead. But even take away those 2 from the start, I mean, but you only have 1 then. That makes me look really fucking stupid.
The brothers Waltrip with Michael to the inside and Daryl to the outside. And John Curtin has an update on Daryl Waltrip. John.
Well, you've seen Daryl drop back and lose some ground. He's gotten all the way up into the 9th position. But Jeff Hammond just told me that he doesn't like this set of tires and that last adjustment that they made, a slight adjustment.
Like Rusty just ran him down. It's just, like he was 3rd and then he got around Gore and then he got around. I mean, it's why. And people tell me that Wilkesboro was just always this uneventful. No, it's not. Based on this race, no, it's not. Wilkesboro was not that bad back then.
Position improvement in the first 107 laps for the Kodiak Chevy with Ricky Craven behind the wheel. See what's going on up front. Well, Jeff Gordon is coming up on Mark Martin for 2nd position as Rusty continues to hold the lead here.
He's closing in. All he wants right now is just a little slip. A little slip of Mark Martin. If he does, he'll take the spot away. And he didn't wait for the slip.
That's right. But Jeff Gordon, although he is not taking any chances, has to be concerned about Terry Labonte back there in 5th. Of course, as long as he can keep Terry back there the rest of the season, he's got the chance.
I'm just kind of, I'm just immersed. I'm just immersed. It's hard. I don't want to talk over it because it's been like so good.
Well, Terry Labonte and his team came to North Wilkesboro 2 weeks ago and brought 3 cars up here, including the silver one.
Mark just laid over for him. Damn.
After that race, that car was put in the Hendrick Motorsports Museum. They took it out of the museum, brought that one here, the car they have on the track, and another one. Terry tested all 3.
Scott McNew, is that true? I wasn't paying attention to Craven. Legitimate gain of 10 spots for Craven without the aid of fresh tires. That's nuts. I wasn't paying attention to Craven.
Folks, you wonder why Mark Martin just moved over and let Terry Labonte go. I was talking to Mark at Richmond. It's his belief that when a car catches you from a half straightaway back, that he's going to pass you. And the longer that you fight him off, the more time you're going to lose. He said, yes, I'm going to lose 3/10 of a second one time, moving over and letting those cars go by. In the long run, he said, I think I gained ground by doing it. I totally agree.
Yeah, it makes sense. I know F1 drivers do that a lot. At least that's like the like the thought process that they do. So it's smart. I guess I was just surprised by that. I don't know.
He's 2 3/4 of a second back right now, and he's closing in on Mark Martin.
Look at that one car go.
2.64. We'll track him here for a few laps and see if he's picking it up, reducing the interval between himself and first place.
Solo piece of tape or rubber off the back bumper on Rick Miss car. Hey, he's closed up.
I just can't believe it. It's so much better. I mean, it's laughably how much better it is.
I think Mark moves over and lets him go just like he did Labonte.
That's cool. I don't know. Even the etiquette is so different.
It's down to 2.36
obviously with the long race and no stages, you had to drive differently. I saw some of that in the All-Star race and everything, and even the truck race. So I'm not surprised by that. It seems like people are pitting every 50 to 60 laps. Oh my God, are we about to am I about to add, is this gonna be our sixth lead change already?
And we can see he's 2 1/3 seconds behind now. Jeff Gordon putting that left front on the concrete, isn't he?
I'm telling you, he sure is. He's way low in that turn.
And here's Mark Martin moving around Terry Labonte.
Like, there's, like, passes for position throughout the whole field, it feels like. The one car is moving up, too. He's up to third. Holy shit.
And it looks like the
Whoa, look at that. He gained a half second that lap.
Oh, my God.
Rusty Wallace and the 24 car are fighting, and that's exactly
Oh, yeah, that would explain. Okay. Wow. I mean, it's unbelievable. I didn't expect this. Not to this extent.
early in the race here on the main straightaway. Jerry, update us on Rusty.
Well, both Rusty Wallace and Jeff Gordon had the same problem during the last pit stop. Both of them complained their cars were loose. Both of them took different philosophies. The 2 car decided he would go down in air pressure 1 pound all the way around. A big gamble, considering when you lower air pressure, you really can scrape the tires out a little bit. But Robin Pemberton made the call.
Don't. Okay, I was gonna say don't cut to that.
The car is running well. Jeff Gordon has a problem with the 11 car. Raffoul having his problem.
He's fallen off the pace down the backstretch, and Brett Bodine will be coming in for a stop. Meanwhile,
oh, look at Gordon try to dive in the corner there. I saw that.
There he is, just went by Terry Labonte to move in the top 5. So as these cars in front of him are having trouble, looks like Earnhardt is getting closer and closer to the front. And Ernie Irvin almost hit the wall down in turn.
It's like almost every.
that was a close call for Ernie. That thing just went up.
So many instances of cars just passing each other for position. This is like, what, 40? Is it 40 laps into the run? 30?
Up in the top 10. Waltrip now 1 lap down.
Someone said this is the same. The same as the All-Star. Yeah. I literally went into this not knowing, I mean, I know who the winner is, but that's like it. I don't have any other context behind it. I just thought it was going to be slightly better, because all I ever hear is, oh, that race tonight is like how Wilkesboro always is. It's clearly not. At least based on this race, it's clearly not.
Also a track bar adjustment and also a wedge adjustment as they sit here. It's taking a little bit longer.
Oh, shit. Oh my God, who's on the radio? Look at the 1 car lead, 3 car battle for a lead. Oh my God, this is like the Open a little bit, except we didn't have a lap car ruin it. Like Michael McDowell kind of caused it to be a 3 car battle for lead. This is just happening organically.
Into turn 1. No, they're awfully close here. Good, clean racing there. And then Jeff Gordon is going to pass him, it looks like. Nope. Rusty battles back on the outside. Now he gets the lead.
Oh! Oh! Oh!
Some contact throws Wallace out
Oh,
of control.
no!
Yeah, Rusty went on. He started to come back down, and Rick was going to run in there while he was up high. And I don't think
Oh, that sucks. But that's a lead change.
that could have been bad
That's number 6.
for both those automobiles. You're right, man. That was
That's 6 in like 150 laps.
And I tell you what, both of them are fortunate they don't have a flat tire. The right front on Rick
Oh my
Mass's
God,
car,
that
the left
sucks.
rear on Rusty Wallace's car. Now the question is, can Rick Mass go up and catch the 24? How much was Rusty Wallace holding up the 24 car?
Let's take a look at this once again.
That was good shit. That was awesome.
On the inside, Rusty lets him go, and then Rusty starts to pull back down, and Mass was going to run in there too while that lower lane was open. You could see the smoke fly there where their tires got together. Makes a pretty good contact with the left rear on Rusty's car. Tore pretty good. Once again, another angle. There we see how he goes down the corner, and boom! Pretty doggone significant contact.
Yes.
Yeah. A great job on both of them's part to not wreck there.
Let's go to John Kernan.
I just talked to Rick Mass crew chief Kevin Hamlin. He says, I hope we didn't hurt the car. He said, hopefully all we've got is a little bit of fender on the right front rubbing on the tire, but that shouldn't be too bad because they plan on pitting in about 30 laps.
22 cars are now on the
Damn, I really want to see what the one car could have done there if he didn't get in that get it with Rusty.
We'll be right back.
Yeah, this was the final Wilkesboro race for last night. I guess tonight.
Coming up next, right after we say goodbye to this place.
Now the one car is reeling him back in. Are we gonna have another lead change?
The National League West. The winner will play the St. Louis Cardinals Tuesday. The loser will face the world champion Atlanta Braves on Wednesday. The Pirates and the Dodgers at 4 o'clock this afternoon, right after.
I just thought Gordon just dominated, and then that was it. Like, from what Racing Reference was telling me, like, I just thought it looked like Gordon just dominated. That is a 3-car battle for lead. Well, they're in like one shot. I can't. Or did Larson win because of just clean air? I mean, in that first 18 laps, he was just literally running 21st and barely moved. I don't even think he moved up any spots.
Now, Rick Mast will not be driving the 1 car next year.
He will be driving the 75 car that Morgan Shepherd is currently driving.
They do not have a driver name for this car or a sponsor, right?
To my knowledge, they do not have a sponsor or driver. That's correct. There was some discussion about Rick Mast wearing a hat in his victory, in his interviews.
If Mast takes the lead, I'm gonna lose my freaking mind because like, it's just so uncommon to see this now. I don't know, at least to this extent.
Well, the 18 car is going a lap down here to Jeff Gordon and the others. That's Bobby Lamani, and he's in 19th spot. Well, Kernan, bail us out of this situation. Answer some questions.
Half the field's a lap down, but the race for the lead has been like amazing. Like just like almost like.
Hughes Network Systems. They deal in the digital satellite systems, of little 18-inch dishes that people use when they don't have cable TV. Richard told me yesterday that yeah, he is talking to several different people. He may have a sponsor on the line. He's hoping to find something out within the next couple of weeks, and he's still talking to some drivers, including a very young driver. And I don't know who that is, but they just say it's someone who has a lot of potential.
Oh, I bet you do. You just don't want to tell us.
That could either be Benny Parsons or Ned Jarrett.
There you
Real
go.
young, yeah.
Johnny Benson back on pit road. Disappointing day continues. 4 tires and fuel in lap 124. He's off the lead lap down on the field, and he's one guy that really won't miss this place. Only a couple of Winston Cup races for Johnny here in North Wilkesboro.
Benson was looking good in the early laps, but has faded. He was 24th here in the spring at North Wilkesboro.
Michael Waltrip in the pits.
Okay. Okay, I think things are starting to calm down. That was an insane, like, a fantastic 150 lap stretch. Like, wow.
And there's the 12th place car of Dale Jarrett. Of course, 11th place Sterling Marlin just ahead. Since the restart, Dale Jarrett has moved from 18th to 12th position. So he's not doing bad here after a very poor qualifying performance in a 30th place start.
Well, that's the thing. Even if Larson dominated, the rest of the field, there wasn't really much movement.
Minutes ago, here's Jerry.
Right side tires, they changed both right and left side tires. They've gone about 73 laps. That's the short track car the Wood brothers had bought from Jack Brown.
And while he was merging into the traffic there, he and Jeff Bodine got together a little bit. Now Michael's going to be a lot faster on these new tires, and that's a heavy traffic that he moved into there. But look at him go around Nemechek, just on the outside, no problem.
Clear.
Yeah, just about a 150 lap stretch of that.
He needs to move forward as fast as he can because the leaders, Jeff Gordon and Rick Mast, aren't that far behind. But he'll easily stay in front of them with these fresh tires.
75 car of Morgan Shepherd is making a pit stop. Where was he running at? 18th. Just lost a lap, huh?
Yep. And a lot of them will do that. As soon as they go a lap down, they go ahead and come into the pits. They stay out there as long as they can. hope for a caution that can make that pit stop, but when it doesn't come, they'll come into the pit. So there's more to get.
They probably think they lost fun. Yeah. Well, if you have a horrible car, and any track's gonna look bad. It's gonna make it look bad.
Dale Earnhardt coming up on Rusty Wallace and taking fourth.
And Earnhardt has the yellow paint on all 4 of his tires. When they make contact with other cars and rub up against them, put those donuts, they take all that yellow paint off. Of course, that's the Goodyear yellow paint that Benny's talking about there in those tires.
Tracking to the interval between first and third, Gordon and Martin, 1.21 seconds last time around. Dale Earnhardt has won 5 times here at North Wilkesboro, 4 in the spring race, and he won this event in '91. The 12th car of Derek Cope is in, Bill.
Well, a strong start, but Derek Cope fading. Now he's on pit road, lap 150.
It's interesting to get this like type of context for how this race was, because I think a lot of people on Twitter just I probably don't remember, or I guess haven't watched these races. And I was skeptical. I was skeptical going into this because I thought it was going to be kind of similar to the All-Star race, but certainly not. I don't know what to give it as a race rating. We're not even halfway through, but I mean, we're almost at halfway through the race, like in the actual All-Star. So.
Both back out on the racetrack. Meanwhile, Gordon's got
Uh-oh.
heavy traffic up ahead.
Uh-oh. And pretty much all the passes for the lead, except for one, was under like pit stops. But everything else, it wasn't because like a lap car was just right in front of them. Like I can't even really judge it on that. Like maybe this one might. I'm not sure, but.
Yeah, he hadn't been lapped on the track. He got lapped when he came into the pits.
And you can see the difference in speed as those on the racetrack go by.
There's something going on up the front though. Gordon and Master about to duke it out or something.
He'll merge into the traffic. Hopefully he doesn't have to go into heavy traffic like Michael Waltrip did there a little bit earlier. We saw Terry Labonte just a moment ago on the outside of it. Let's see if Dale Jarrett's on the inside of him. He's not there. John Kernan.
Dale Jarrett in 4 tires, 1.5 round to buy. Remember, he's been finding a loose condition.
Yeah, they don't do the research. That's pretty true.
Let's go to Dr. Jerry Punch and Rusty.
All right, Rusty's pitting. He's short pitting. It's probably smart on his part.
They're going to go back up on the air pressure in the right front. Right side tires going on the Miller Ford Thunderbird. Rusty Wallace bringing his favorite car. Ronnie. This is the car he was leading with 10 laps ago when he tagged John Andretti in turn 3 and hit the water barrel a year ago. Left side tires on the Miller Ford Thunderbird. Remember the air adjustment?
17.8.
Wow.
17.8 seconds.
Wow, what a great pit stop.
That's I guess that's funny to look back on and how much things changed with pit stops.
The leader, Jeff Gordon, and the 43 car Bobby Hamilton is coming down, and he has pitted all. He's the last one pitted down there in turn number 1.
Of course, Bill Elliott came in right behind him. You see both of them on your screen. Bill Elliott on the left, Dale Earnhardt coming into the pits as Ricky Craven goes out.
So I'm curious how much Rusty's going to gain from this undercut, because they got about 2 laps on the field, I think. Green flag pit stops, like we even got. Well, I'm not expecting that in the All-Star race, but it's even with just the normal race. This is it's always cool to see.
Bobby Hamilton back out. Jerry Punch is there with Earnhardt.
Routine 4-tire change for Earnhardt. Right front tire rolls away as they will change right side tires. Now go to the left side. Let's check into Bill Weber, who's up in Terry Labonte's pit.
Terry Labonte has been a little loose on this set of tires. They're going to try and tighten it up a little bit. 4 tires and fuel for the Kodak, for the Kellogg Chevrolet. He's on his way, so is Earnhardt. And Gordon is now on pit road, and he'll make the drive almost to the end of pit road. Mark Martin is right behind him. To John Kernan.
Rick Mast is in. It's the right side tires already changed. Kevin Hamlin, the front tire changer, pulls that right front fender off of the tire. They're coming around to the left side, around the bite, taken out of the right rear. Jeff Gordon is in. Let's go to Dr. Jerry Punch. It's Rick Mast.
It's been 91 laps since Gordon pitted. No adjustments, 4 tires.
91 laps. Okay.
Left side tires on Gordon. He is down and away. They clean the windshield. Mark Martin getting his car serviced. Valvoline forward, down and away. Great pit work down here on the far end of pit road.
Yeah, they they crushed Mark and Mass down there. It was nuts.
So everyone up front has made a pit stop here at the 162 lap mark. We'll be back with more live coverage of the Tyson Holly Farms
over the years.
400 in just a moment.
Yeah, I mean, even by 21, I think they were able to get like 12 seconds. Like, they were really fast by the end.
John, thank you very much.
So 17.8 back then, that was a big deal. It's just, I guess that's funny to see just the evolution of that.
The 24 car of Jeff Gordon running in second spot.
Oh, Rusty, I guess, did he jump him with the undercut then?
It's our final visit to North Wilkesboro after 30 telecasts. Winston Cup Series will not compete here after today. Our telecast this afternoon
that changed.
by Quaker State, the motor oil that exceeds the highest standards for engine protection.
JC doesn't like Quaker State. I know that much.
Budweiser, who reminds you fresh beer tastes better. And we look back on Jeff Gordon. Rusty Wallace, who was involved in a skirmish with Rick Mass
He did undercut him,
ago,
just by a little
was
bit.
not hurt in any way by it, it looks like, because Rusty has taken off and leading this race again.
I guess that counts. That counts as a lead change. It was during pit cycles, but I'm sure Gordon will probably pass him back. But that will be an actual, like, pass, I guess. But that's all right. So I think there was 2 definitive, like, lead changes during pit cycle. There probably would have been more just because there were people cycling, but that's the only 2 I could pick up. I think Racing Reference has a lot more of a detailed thing, but yeah, Rusty out. Yeah, I mean, it's 2 laps. I don't know if 2 laps would make that big of a difference. I mean, it clearly did for Rusty to get the lead, but I don't know how much it's going to affect him in the long run then.
Rusty Wallace, he passed both Jeff Gordon and Rusty Wallace and has pulled away, so he's got himself back in the lead lap. Hamilton's running 16th.
There you can see a 2
I'm assuming Gordon's going to probably get by him here. Yeah, probably.
And Jeff Gordon goes under Rusty Wallace.
Yeah, he let him go. That's our 8th different lead change for the lead. 2 of them were from pits, 6 of them were from, like, actual...
Doing a heck of a job out there is Dale Jarrett from a poor starting position. Dale has moved up to 7th spot. There is Darrell Walter.
Like, we've had a race go green long enough to where pit cycles started to happen. Even still, we're starting... I mean, I'm not falling asleep. Maybe it's because the coverage is just doing such a good job covering everything. Maybe that's a thing, too. But just from what I'm, like, seeing, it's like there's, like, still stuff going on. I think it's just because this track did at least have more than just 1 groove. It was, like, a groove and a half. Because you could kind of make the middle lane work. It wasn't like the bottom was just, like, super duper, like, ultimate. Like, you could kind of hold your own a little bit. That's interesting. Look at that. We only have 16 on the lead lap. People always complain about, like, oh, there's only this many cars on the lead lap and the race is bad. But, like, it's not. Jeff Bodine is just... he's just holding Gordon up. He just, like, chopped them off there.
I appreciate everything you've done for me over the years, but I'll tell you what, those grouse in western North Carolina better look out with Leo Jackson not having to go to the races on the weekend.
Robert Presley, by the way, will drive the 29 car next year. Well, Rick Mass seems to be showing some muscle here of recent.
Well, certainly he's running good, Bob, but when the leaders got...
That's crazy. We're almost halfway through this race. That's why I wasn't really too surprised that the race flew by so quick, because... I remember these used to fly by pretty quick, too. But in terms of just, like, eventfulness... How long was that after pit cycles? 20 laps, maybe? Like, tire wear seemed to be, like... It affected them a lot quicker. It didn't take 40 to 80 laps. It really felt like it took 70 sometimes, or 60, just for it to, like, kick in. But it seems like here, it's like after 20 laps...
Battle for the lead. Here comes Rusty Wallace.
What? Oh my god! Another battle for lead. That's number 9. That is number 9 of the fucking day, and that's oh my god. I don't even think lap traffic was a factor, so I can't even use that as like an excuse.
It'll be 5 seconds by the time Rick Mass gets through all that traffic because it is heavy, heavy traffic.
So Rusty Wallace assumes control.
That's cool. That's fucking cool. That's disgusting. I think we'll cut back. It'll probably be maybe 200 laps.
Rebound, when it goes down, if that chain gets a kink and it goes back up, if that chain shortens, it'll literally jerk the tire off the ground as they come off the corner. Can you imagine a left rear being jerked off the ground as they come off the corner? Not pretty. No.
Did we just miss a battle for...
Jeff Gordon has gone back into the lead.
Okay.
Now the battle is for second position as
That's 10.
right on the
Rusty got back. I don't know what happened with Rusty then.
Rusty Wallace. Well, Rick Mass got through that traffic a little better than we thought, maybe, BP.
So that's our 10th lead change. 2 of them are during like pit cycle. And then the other 8 were done on track. On track.
Exactly. That's why I get those big bucks. I said it'd be 5 seconds. It looks like it's about a half second each game. Attaboy, Rick.
Ah, well. And you remember now these two had a little incident not too long ago. Mass and Wallace did. Look at this. First 24 races, 2 top 10s, and he's had 2 in the last 2 races.
Now they're both trying to get by the lap car of Bill Elliott and McDonald's Ford. Looks like Rusty may be on the inside of him now.
Well, see, what's really cool is Elite Precision is a Kyle Larson simp boy fan. But the fact that he can put that fanboy cap off and acknowledge the problems, that says a lot. That man has so much... is such a good gentleman. I appreciate that. The fanboy cap is not glued on. It's only just comfortably, I don't know.
That completes lap number 198. Jeff Gordon now trying to get around Robert Presley, but meanwhile, that's really tightened up the battle for first and second.
Okay, this I think we can. I think lap traffic's gonna play a factor here. It's too boggled up.
Next time around, $10,000.
Oh yeah.
The leader of the race, Rusty, would like to have that money in his pocket.
Well, they gave him the halfway mark that time.
Did they? You're right. You're right. Yep.
So Gordon's got it.
Scoreboard's a lap off. The halfway point has been reached. Jeff Gordon wins it, and now
that's a mess.
Is trying to stay
that's a freaking mess.
But is not going to.
Just as a point of interest, 7 times this year, the leader of halfway point has won the race 7 times.
Dr. Jerry Punch has more.
You talk about how focused, how much these drivers concentrate on the short track. You worry primarily about the car in front of you passing them, but also maintaining your line. A moment ago, Jeff Gordon radioed to Ray Evernham and said, "Hey Ray, who's leading?"
Thank you, Dalton D. Thank you for being a member.
Oh, that's good.
Thank you for the super sticker highlight thing. Are you 5-car battle for the freaking lead?
Yes, they are.
What?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars.
In one shot. I mean, lap traffic played a factor, so I'm not gonna like go nuts over it, but it's a good race. I mean, wow. People were shitting on Wilkesboro for how it. I mean, I don't know. Maybe if I watched more, maybe I can get a better formed opinion, but.
Lap times compared to the leader of the race, Jeff Gordon. Every one of them faster. He reduced the interval from 1.8 seconds on lap 195 to 1 second on the 199th circuit.
That's the best way I know of to catch somebody, is run faster laps than they do.
That's very good, yes.
That'll work.
You need more old race reactions? Well, that's cool to hear.
Well, Benny, a lot of these crew chiefs down here are encouraging their drivers to save their tires. Buddy Parrott has been talking to Jeff Burton. Please save your tires, save your tires. I just talked to Goodrich team manager Bobby Hutchins. He told me Earnhardt right now on this set is looking for the proper rhythm that will make him strong at the end of the race. He wants to make sure he doesn't wear out his rear tires when they get down to the closing laps. Jerry Punch.
Just spoke with David Smith, your co-crew chief for Dale Earnhardt. He said, hey, Dale has been complaining the car was very, very loose. On our last pit stop, we added wedge, we made an air pressure adjustment, and Dale said it's the best the car has felt all day. It isn't perfect. He said one more pit stop.
That'd be wild if this was the idea I need all along, which is old race reactions. I don't even think I'm going to get monetized for this, because it's, I mean, it's a reaction, so oh my god, a position change. I mean, it was probably because of lap traffic.
All these guys, and Earnhardt almost got in the loose stuff. Yep, Mark Martin is going to come up beside Rick Mass. He's got Darrell Waltrip ahead of him. Faster line. Maybe the bottom, I guess.
And Mark Martin moves into fourth spot. Guys, you know who the fastest car on the racetrack that hasn't made a pit stop? I mean, that's running among the leaders. Yeah, we haven't talked about Jeff Burton.
Jeff Burton, yeah.
He is coming. He was way back after that pit stop. He was back further than 20th, and now has moved into 6th place.
Yeah, we were following.
Well, we broke through the halfway point. If I were to give the race like a halfway point thing, like with the All-Star race, I would have probably given this probably like an 8, maybe a 9. I mean, it's crazy good.
Move into 2nd spot. There's Earnhardt, and there's Wallace.
All right, another pass.
Ooh, Jeff Gordon. Oh, no. He was on the inside of Dave Marcus going into the turn. Dave and Morgan Shepherd came up there with new tires, made 3 abreast going into the corner, and Jeff Gordon really had to get on the brakes, slid his wheels to keep from causing a wreck. Let's watch it.
Wow.
See, there he is on the inside of the 71, and look at Morgan Shepherd come up here.
Oh my
Really
god.
coming up
Oh
in a
my
hurry,
god. That's
and you will see the smoke fly here.
yikes.
See there?
That could have been bad.
Jeff Gordon.
Wow. That was nuts.
By the way, 2 laps down, running in 26th position. It is still Jeff Gordon maintaining the lead over Dale Earnhardt, Rusty Wallace, Mark Martin, and Rick Maz. Those are the top 5 after 213 of the 400 laps at North Wilkesboro.
I'm trying to factor in lap traffic too, but even when lap traffic wasn't around, really until now, it's being like an issue. But before then, not bad. Like, it's good. It's really been really good.
Now I got a lot of good memories, I guess, and bad memories because we run so many races there. Probably the one that stands out the most is incident with me and Bobby Allison back in 71, 72, I guess. Came down the last of the race, and me and him was racing, and on the 2 or 3 laps to go, I hit him or he hit me, and then we really got with it then. If it had been one more lap, neither one of the cars would have made it. That's how bad a shape it was in. So, I guess as far as really getting adrenaline flowing for winning the race, I happened to win the race. That was probably the most exciting moment from my standpoint because it lasted more than just one incident or one lap.
Well, guess what? Dale Earnhardt has worked his way into the lead.
Oh my god. It's lead change number 11. And this was during like a course of a run. What is this?
Doing it the tough way, isn't he?
On the fucking outside. That was not a thing. What?
Like not on a track like this, but he goes up there, has a lot of confidence in Gordon. Gordon didn't find
On the outside. Oh, but don't. Wilkesboro is a one groove track. What about that? Wow. Wow.
He became the meet in that Shepherd and Marcus sandwich a little bit ago. He said, I know we want to go 25 more laps to pit. He said, but Ray, I'm not sure we can make it 25 more laps. The car is going away. And Ray said, just back off and save that right front. We've got about 2 more stops. We'll get it fixed. Don't worry about it.
Meanwhile, Dale Jarrett has caught Rusty Wallace for 6th position.
Now we see Ricky Rudd out there in the tide for it. He just
Like
came out
even
of the pit.
if Gore was just like led every lap, like Larson basically did. If we saw battles for position throughout the whole field like this, I probably wouldn't even be giving it like a bad rating, or I wouldn't think it would be so bad. But like, we're seeing like just stuff happen. Oh my god.
Right on that back bumper of Rusty now.
Let's check Jeff Burton and see how
I went into this literally with no expectation. I thought it was going to be just like what Twitter said. Bad race, nothing happened, but like, it's been nice. And like clearly,
Yeah, he has now passed Mark Martin for the third position. So
my phone blooped. I don't know why it freaking blooped. And I guess the other thing too is dirty air isn't a thing. Like, it's just almost non-existent of an issue. Because if Earnhardt just like, it's like nobody's. I mean, that's not a Wilkesboro thing. It's just the Gen 7 being shitty package thing, but it's so much better. It's so much better. It's such a joke.
2.2 seconds, Benny, between for a second and third.
yeah, he's moving right on up. Jeff Burton. That side battery forward. Now let's see. There's the fourth place car. There goes the one. There goes Bill Jarrett. And there comes Terry Labonte. He's the 8th place car trying to chase down Rusty Wallace.
Jeremy Mayfield running there with him in the 37 car. And on back we have Sterling Marlin, who is 9th. Started in
Now it's like calm down. It's calmed down a little bit. Again, I'm not expecting a race from being like from flag to flag being like just mind-boggling, but more often than not, there's always something happening.
There comes the 43 car. Derek Cope is in the pits.
There is Marlin on pit road looking for his stall. And it's down here about 3/4 of the way down.
Long pits here.
Let's go to Bill Weber.
Derek Cope coming in for 4 tires. They've already got the
I can't even imagine the outrage that this must have been to go from a track like this to just make Texas, and then how bad that first year of Texas was, where it was like a shit show. Oh my god, people would be pissed. I mean, rightfully so. You go from that pace car is really close to the track. 4 car almost hit him. Oh, Gore and Earnhardt pit at the same time. Oh, Earnhardt beat him out. All right. I know that 43 placement is just weird. I mentioned that like right when the race started. Uh-oh, that ball is on the ground. Watch out. Oh, they're good.
Jeff did lead a lap. That was the first time he's led since we were in Richmond not too long ago. And on the racetrack, Gordon and Dale Earnhardt are racing again.
I tell you what, Burton might end up with a lead again. He's in front of these cars.
Huh.
If they can't catch him, he will be the leader.
Huh.
Yes, I think he's going to end up with the lead after the
That's
pit stop. Take a bow. Great pit stop.
Wow, that's a massive jump. That
Burton maintains the lead. How
wow.
about that? But here
That's
comes Gordon.
what a
And there's
jump.
Earnhardt closing in on him. He's to the end, Burton is to the
So that's
end.
another lead change, but that's during like pit cycle. But I'll count it. So that's technically 12. 3 of them have been during pit cycles.
He hasn't pitted yet.
I think he pitted earlier, and he may be, in fact, since he was out there with those fresh tires, he probably did gain some on the leaders and could be the leader of the race.
Yeah.
That's a massive
When all said and
undercut,
done,
though.
It's going to be Jeff Burton. This is actually the battle for second place between Jeff and Jeff.
Okay. Whoever's first, I guess, isn't.
Jeremy Mayfield rolling back onto the track after a pit stop.
Okay, I guess it was Mayfield that was leading, but all right. So
There's your points leader in
all right.
NASCAR Winston Cup competition with an 81-point lead over Terry Labonte. Jeff Gordon running third here this afternoon. We've had 7.
I should have mentioned at my race review that it was cool that Wilkesboro left the schedule to replace Texas, and now Wilkesboro is coming back to replace Texas. Or Texas. Oh my god, I worded that so fucking badly. Texas replaces Wilkesboro, and now Wilkesboro replaces Texas. That's what I was trying to say. That's cathartic. I like that. I should have mentioned that in my race review. Shit. So now, after pit cycles, there's just a casual 3-car battle for lead. Like, it's incredible. It's just awesome. I don't know. Like, would this race have been better if it was just a? Would this race have been better if it was just a points race? So we have like a chance for lap traffic. Maybe. I mean, maybe. But the narrative that this track was just always bad, at least based on this race, not really. Like, it's just more on the cars, but that's a lead change. It's our 13th lead change.
He pitted 25 laps before the other front runners did, and that gave him a long time out there. They're black flagging Derek Cope. That gave Ricky Rudd a long time out there to run on fresh tires. Let's go to the pits and Jerry Punch.
Let me show you the tire Jeff Gordon was trying to hang on with and eventually had to be passed for the lead. This is the right front tire we saw smoking when he jammed the brake zone. It's supposed to say Goodyear Eagle. That's all been rubbed off where he came into contact with Dave Marcus. Take a look at the front of the car, the top of the tire. Look where
oh my god.
Folks, this metal
oh,
right
okay.
here, that is the cord showing through the tire where he jammed the brake zone and slid the tire across the racetrack. That's how close that was to being a cut right front tire.
Wow.
Let's check in with Bill Weber.
Nothing quite as dramatic for Terry Labonte. He's trying to be his smooth, consistent self. Routine stop last time, 4 tires and fuel. No problems with the car, but Terry just hoping to be one of the factors when we get to the final 100 laps. John Kernan.
On the last pit stop, Dale Jarrett, the car had been loose. They took off 4 tires, dropped the right rear a half a pound on the air pressure. They added 1 round to bite.
The other thing, too, I don't know is, before 96, when was the last time was Wilkesboro paved? Like, I don't know. Clearly this is not new pavement, so it's gotta be over 30 years old? I don't know. But clearly by this point, it's worn a good bit. I just don't know when the last time this was paved. So people, nerds out there with the glasses, go goggle it or whatever.
Dale Jarrett, a lot of clean racetrack. Never see Rick Mast as he tries to continue on his march to
1981. That is fucking nuts. Oh my god. 1981? What? That pavement is 42 years old.
The leader of the race.
And Jeff Gordon is closing in on him, Bob.
Jesus Christ. I don't think it's the oldest pavement that NASCAR's ever run on before they repaved it, but Daytona was like that for a long time. Well, that was like 31 years. This is not like 42. Oh my god, it's 15 years old at this point. That's absolutely fucking unbelievable. It really is as old as Indiana Jones. That's nuts. But even still, like, what, 15 years and the track's already got this, like, good of... I don't know. I guess the narrative of, like, waiting for a track for, like, 20 years to get good is a bit absurd, because even by year 15 this is good, and I'm sure it was probably even better, or good, even before 96, so it's interesting.
Well, he can
Lead changes was
You'll get that chance right now. We think it's for oil on the racetrack.
13.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Uh-oh.
Business is going to pick up right now, I'll tell you.
Oil on the track. Don't tell me this is like a...
Pace car picking up Jeff Gordon,
This is
leader of
debris
the
yellow.
race.
We see the flag is out. Now the green flag is waving. Pit road is open. Are they going to come?
Wow, that was fast. That was fast.
Any laps on those tires.
All right. I'm gonna say a little sus on that yellow.
Any laps since they were in. Yeah, they need fresh tires.
Where's the oil?
Buddy on the lead lap coming in on the right of your screen. Dale Jarrett is in. Here's John.
Little sus on that yellow. A little sus on that yellow. I call a little bullshit if you're not gonna show what brought it out. You could say whatever you want that could bring out the yellow, but I want to see it.
They short-stopped his net set on lap 220, and they desperately needed this caution if their strategy was to work. The right side's already on, the fuel already in, putting on the left side, waiting for the tide forward to go back into the race. Jerry Bunch.
Jeff Gordon and Dale Earnhardt pitting nose to tail. Right and left side tires now going on both those Chevrolets. Gordon off the Jack Earnhardt.
Oh wow, at the same time.
Race to the end of pit road. Gordon, Earnhardt, and then the rest they head back to one.
Dale Jarrett will come out third and Rudd in fourth. So indeed it was an excellent timed caution flag for Ricky Rudd, who's going to find himself in fourth position.
Ooh.
We'll take a break from the Tyson.
All right,
Farms.
that's like the one criticism I can say on the race so far. That's kind of a bullshit yellow. Don't like that. Things were just fine. It didn't need to happen. They gonna reference 1989 here? Yeah, I called it.
Now we're racing, been battling pretty much most of the day, I think. Or I think Dale had a dominant car that day. Then he faded at the end, and I came on pretty strong at the end. And as soon as I caught Dale, it was about 10 laps to go, and I kind of gave him a little nudge, let him know I was back there. Drove off into turn one. I got underneath him. I was completely square with him going into turn one. And, you know, his version, he's going to say that I went up on him, and my version is he came down on me. But make a long story short, we got together and spun going into turn one. Neither one of us backed it in the fence. We just kind of went down in the corner, did 180, and slid up out of the groove. And about, seemed like a few minutes later, Jeff Bodine came by and won the race. And so it was a pretty memorable moment.
They were battling for the lead, and they go into turn number one. And I used 5 words to describe what happened that I will never forget, not necessarily for the words, but because I reached new highs with my voice.
Here comes the field down for the white flag. One more to go. Rudd is inside of Dale Earnhardt as they go into turn number one, and both of them spin.
And Jeff Bodine takes the lead.
Yeah, that's what cost Earnhardt the title that year.
And whenever I think of those 5 words, my voice gets just a little bit sore.
That day, Earnhardt went out first, and I understand they threw a lot of beer bottles and such at his car and did some damage to it. And Linda had a new car that day, so we didn't ride out in that. We rode out laying in the floor with the van with a blanket on top of us, so we didn't. It was. You had a lot of angry Earnhardt fans. You had a lot of angry Rudd fans at that time. So it looked like a riot was ready to break out. So I thought the best place to be was probably just kind of low profile out the racetrack that day.
Welcome back to
You still get up that
Oh
high.
my God.
It's not as easy as it used to be, believe me.
Dale Jarrett, what a great move. He's currently up to third spot. There we see Ricky Rudd. And Bill Weber.
Good. That was a good broadcast delivery line.
He's hoping to have a good one here today in the final race. Their tires on that tide forward are going away at about 70 laps. So Danny Marshburn and the crew decided to bring
Oil on the track was sus cautions back then.
Short stop, we'll cross our fingers and see if it works. Well, it did. They got the caution. They're back up front. Rudd just congratulated his crew.
Well, that's like really the only criticism I can have of this race so far is there didn't need to be a caution there. Unless they show the oil.
And there you see the pit summary showing where they were before the pit stop and where they are right now. And Dale Jarrett is the big gainer there. He was 6th before the pit stop and comes out in 3rd position now. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with more live coverage just a moment from North Wilkesboro, North Carolina, the Tyson Holly Farms 400.
I saw that everyone sat the passing in Northwood. I saw that. That broke my heart. I can only imagine how many people can only imagine how many people like passed away that went to this race that never got a chance to see this race come back. Has to be like so many of them. Maybe it's a good thing because they just get to witness that garbage race. And again, like, even way back then, I always knew they always had silly segments like this. It's just the placement of them. Like, the Atlanta race in Xfinity was so, like, atrocious. I guess this is, like, a good time and place to throw this segment in during, you know, caution. Like, that's fine.
And you don't find fans any better than they are right here at North Wilkesboro. Each has come out today to see the final NASCAR Winston Cup race.
Wow.
What's going on here?
I saw the smoke coming out of the back of the 12 car. I wondered if it might be the gear, the pinion seal gone, and the gear is on fire underneath the Badcock home version Jerry Cope's car. Wow. And there that baby comes out. Is it hot or what? Jerry Punch?
Boy, some frightening moments for Derek Cope. And Derek, when it was on fire, they just yelled, get out, and you were trying to get unhooked.
Well, you know, we got so many things to unhook these days. It takes a little bit of time, but really unfortunate.
19.5, oh my lord.
Well, Derek Cope's going to try to get it refixed and get back in the racetrack as we go back to green. Bob?
129 laps to go. And this one, here they come, and the green flag comes back out. Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt, Dale Jarrett, Ricky Rudd, and Mark Martin.
Wow, look at that. No, didn't work, but... Huh. How many went to the race tonight versus the 196? I mean, I think it's about the same that I recall. In terms of attendance, it seemed to be about the same. Ooh. Oh! Holy shit! How'd he save that? Jesus Christ.
At it again, coming off turn 2 down the backstretch is where the initial contact occurred right there.
They go up in their left rear, and once again, Jarrett was still going to try to go.
That's the kind of shit that pisses me off about Earnhardt. Did not need to do that.
I imagine two Dales there a little bit concerned about each other at that point.
Here's Mark Martin, followed by Jeff Burton and Sterling Marlin. That's 5th, 6th, and 7th right there.
Ridiculous. Yeah. That was... I don't even know. Have words for that. That's just mind-boggling that he didn't just completely just wipe it. If that ruins Dale Jarrett's car, I will be a little salty about that, because I don't want Dale to just do something stupid and ruin someone's car and like their entire day, which almost seems to be doing that.
Really getting off of turn 4, a little bit better than Dale Jarrett is. Gets a good bite coming off of there.
Apparently, both Dales are saying no harm, no foul there on that incident on the backstretch. Maybe a little bit of a foul, but no harm to either car.
Okay.
Oh, and look at Rudd come right up on Mark Martin.
That's Dale Jarrett. Oh, I'm sorry. It kind of looks like Mark Martin's onboard camera, but it isn't.
got a pretty good run here. Nope.
And the 4 cars pull up on the outside of Jeff Burton.
Terry Labonte's in this mix also. And so is Rick Mast.
Oh, we're watching all that there.
I can only imagine if someone did like a compilation. All the things Earnhardt did on track. It'll be a really fascinating video. Like all those little moments like that right there. Like that would be awesome. There's always like random little things he would do during a race. Now and then. I remember in like New Hampshire when Joe Nemechek got his first win. He like door slammed him or something. I remember the commentators were bringing that up in like 90. It was like 99, I think. So it's always like random things like that you would see.
During that last caution, I talked to Terry's crew chief, Garrett Gehart. He says the car is fine, the driver's fine. In fact, they're running as fast as the leader. They got a little bit behind, and track position is killing them. They're getting held up by lap car after lap car, but the 5 car is strong, and they envision him going closer to the front as he gets closer to the finish.
So far, it's been kind of... I can't even say tame, but compared to everything else that we've seen, it's starting to be just average. Like, man, that first half was...
Top 5 finishes in the 7 short track races we've had this year.
That first half was like freaking crazy.
There you see nobody is officially listed as out of the race. As Ned told you, Derry Cope just went back onto the racetrack, and so
Now it's more or less just what the rest of the rest of the field on back do, like how that racing goes. So I think this is where Jeff Gordon just kind of dominates.
15 laps to go. There's the interval between the leader, Jeff Gordon, and second place, Dale Earnhardt. Dale Jarrett is third, followed by Ricky Rudd and Mark Martin.
Alright.
108 laps to go here in North Wilkesboro. Jeff Gordon, the leader of the race. Dale Earnhardt running in second spot. There is Dale Jarrett third. Rudd is fourth. In fifth position is Jeff Burton. In sixth is Terry Labonte. Seventh, Rick Mast. Eighth, Sterling Marlin.
This is onboard Kyle Petty's car.
Looks like we've had some damage to our camera there,
Yes,
Benny.
we have. Let's see how it might have happened. There we see John Andretti getting some contact with the 87 car of Nemechek. And whoa! Nemechek goes
Wow. Jesus Christ.
Brett had to get on the brakes, and then Kyle had to get on the brakes. Everybody avoided spinning. Everything's okay. We're riding again with Kyle Petty, who is back in 33rd position, 5 laps down. Well, of course, everybody wants to win this final race.
It makes you wonder if there was a points race with more cars on track, would it have been better? Would it have saved this? I don't know. I mean, even in this race, they only have 37 cars, and it's this intense and everything. Like these cars, like a couple cars only have 36 in the field now. So I don't know. I think it probably would still have the same issue because the Gen 7 cars just like the short track package is so bad. Jesus Christ. I think the short track package is such a problem. Like I don't think any amount of cars on track or anything could save it. But, I mean, it's definitely not. I mean, nobody's just like. I mean, Gordon's leading, but he's just not pulling away. Like Earnhardt's taking a different line too. That's interesting too, because.
John Kernan, the trivia question is yours. If you win,
yes, what do I get?
I'll figure that out later. Who is it?
Tell him what he won, Bob. How about Benny Parsons, the professor? Oh, okay. Yeah. Hey, I've been reading my history.
How about that?
Yeah, congratulations.
What was interesting too is Earnhardt was catching Gordon before lap traffic became a thing. So like Earnhardt was actually kind of. So I can't even like rationalize an excuse that lap traffic caused this to happen. Like, Earnhardt was just naturally running him down. I can't even, like... I'm trying to find things to criticize, and I can't. I
missed it. I believe he did. I was looking at the on-track interval like I was supposed to, and guess what? I missed it.
Boy, that's 9/10 of a second he shaved off that interval.
Let's see if he comes off the second corner. Goes up and... he did hit the wall.
Yes, he did.
Backed it pretty good. As a matter of fact, that paint on the right rear tire is white and not yellow.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Earnhardt, he was up beside of Gordon on the outside just a moment ago. Now he's following him by the Jeff Green car.
Coming up on Dave Marcus.
Oh my God. Look at that. Oh, Bow for lead again. All right. That's number 14. Number 14. That's freaking... Wow.
Good three-car battle here for the lead.
And I guess lap traffic plays a factor now, but...
Earnhardt running a slightly higher line down there in 1 and 2.
But North Wilkesboro is only a one-group track! And clearly Earnhardt's doing something like... Oh my God! It's so embarrassing how bad that All-Star is when you look at this race now. I mean, it's unbelievable how much better this is. I already recorded my Wilkesboro race review. I only gave that like a 2 out of 10. Like, this is like a casual 8 breaching on 9.
But Earnhardt holds him off, Doc.
Well, what we expect the front two cars to do as far as pit strategy, they pitted on lap 260, meaning 140.
It's not even like a case where Earnhardt gets the lead, and then just like Gordon just gets stuck in dirty air and can't do anything. Like, they can do stuff. They can work around it. Oh my God, it's so freaking refreshing.
There's Richard Childress. He's looking the situation over, giving communications and commands to his driver, Dale Earnhardt. Here's the 41 car of Ricky Craven and the 81 of Kenny Wallace.
Now, the 41 car is 2 laps down. He made an extra unscheduled pit stop under green. He's in 22nd position. But the 81 car is in 10th position.
Uh-oh.
So Kenny Wallace
Another lead change?
And here goes Gordon once again. Takes the lead. Turn 3. He does not drift up the racetrack like Earnhardt wanted him to.
That's another lead change. That's number 15. That is unbelievable. Unbelievable. In fact, Gordon was able to get by him.
About 2.5 seconds, but he's right there with him now. Wally Dallenbach, we saw him have the flat left rear.
So much better. So much better. It's I can't. I don't even have words.
That's about the 4th, 5th, and 6th, and that crowd is gaining on the leaders. Those 3 cars are
Clean racing too. Exactly.
Sterling Marlin holds down the next position, 8th.
I think because they can maneuver around. It's not like they only... Oh my God, again! Oh! Oh, this is good shit! Uh-oh. Number 16. Look at the outside line be able to do something! And see, you can actually kind of... Well, I mean, Gordon doesn't have a good car, so I guess that plays a factor, too, that he can hold his own, but, like... It's just awesome. That's freaking absolutely insane. And people were saying Wilkesboro was always a bad track. Oh. That's a fair enough yellow. That was amazing. there was like a small portion of this race that was dull, but like 95% of it has been engaging this whole time.
Fourth caution period of the afternoon. Robert Presley gets his car turned around in the right direction. And so with the pace car at the front of the field, the pits reopen.
Even just, I don't know if that's just me, but even just cautions going down pit road, like, it's such a faster process. It's such a way faster process. Like, right down pit road, the yellow was out like 1 minute ago. It just feels like now we just kill. So I mean, even I noticed that in the All-Star race. It took like 10 laps? I don't know, it just feels like it takes so much longer than. I don't know, but just feels quicker.
What could be the final pit stop in Winston Cup Racing, this historic facility. They have gone down a half a pound air pressure in the 24 car. No adjustment on the 3. The 3 is down and away. 24 is side by side. A race.
Damn, Earnhardt beat him out of pit road too. Jeez.
Going to get out before everybody else. It was close, but Dale indeed will have the lead when we come
He used to
back.
pin the first caution lap.
Once again at North Wilkesboro under our fourth caution.
Just the pace. Still, I mean, I know we're not watching commercials, so that probably helps too, but it just feels like even when they're not going to commercial, like in the actual race broadcast itself, it seems like we go from caution, pit road, then that's over.
You haven't missed a lap yet. They just went green.
That's not a fan of that. We almost missed a full lap there. Not a fan of that. Like I said, there was some issues back then too with some of this, but. Oh my. That's lap lead change number 17. Look at her, kind of use the outside line a little bit.
The green came back out because Jeff told Ray that when we get a few laps in our tires, I can't run the high groove off turn 4, and Earnhardt can. I'm concerned our tires may not last 80 laps. I know Earnhardt's will. We'll see how it plays out. Let's go to Bill Weber.
Best pit stop of the day for the 99 team of Jeff Burton, a little under 20 seconds.
Unbelievable. I mean, almost from flag to flag, it's been interesting and engaging. Like, things are happening on track. Like, lap traffic, I think there was like one instance where lap traffic played a factor in the battle for the lead, but I mean, other than that, it's been pretty solid. This really goes to show how bad the Gen 7 car is. This isn't like nostalgia for older races blinding you. It is just so obvious. Man. I can only imagine being a driver now, dealing with this shit, knowing... I don't know, maybe not now, but like, drivers like Kyle Busch or Kevin Harvick, like, understanding how the racing used to... I mean, they didn't race at this track, but I mean, just like short tracks in general.
Green flag runs. He's good here right now on the short run. Boy, if he stays good after this.
I thought Jeff Gordon dominated the second half, but it's not just a complete curb stomp. It might start to be that now, maybe.
1.05. Jeff has led 2 laps here. Now Jeff Gordon has just locked up the 5 bonus points for leading the most laps.
For the umpteenth time this season.
Yeah. I think right now that Earnhardt is holding up Jeff Burton a little bit.
It's like Jeff may be going to take that second spot away from Earnhardt. Down the backstretch, yes, Jeff Burton goes to second. Burton had his
Jeez, Gordon just absolutely checked out.
Richmond not too long ago, he finished 3rd. That's his best career finish, so he is having the best race of his NASCAR Winston Cup career. He's now second, about 1.2 seconds behind Jeff Gordon.
See, right now the lead seems to be maintaining about the same amount between Jeff
This is really like maybe the first time this whole race where the leader just started like checked out.
A terrific race here this afternoon.
We really have had a great race here today.
Rusty's fallen back to 8th.
For some reason, Rusty has struggled. Who did he make contact with up in 3 and 4?
He and Rick Mass got together.
He and Rick Mass. Since then, he just doesn't seem to have the oomph that he had before.
Give a call to Michael Waltrip, who is right there in 9th position. Jerry?
For whatever reason, I talked to Robin Pemberton, Benny, and he said that the car just will not be consistent for him. Rusty said the car gets loose, they come in and make an adjustment, and the car gets too tight. Since that contact, whatever happened to the race car doesn't allow the chassis to respond.
Yeah, Earnhardt did used to let people go sometimes. Like, I know, like, that's the moniker. I know he's, like, the Intimidator, but I do think a lot of it gets buried in history because, you know, there was times where he would just let someone go. It seemed like he knew when to be aggressive, when not to be. I mean, he's guilty of a lot of things on track, but it wasn't, like, people think, like, I guess if people never saw this race and went into it, they're just thinking, like, oh, Dale's going to just absolutely destroy Jeff Burton. No, he, like, just let him go.
Faster than the leaders were running, and then when the leaders made their pit stops, that put them back in the lead lap, and then the caution came out.
Mark Martin had his first NASCAR Winston Cup start here in April of 1981, finished 27th. He has 10 straight top 10 finishes. Mark Martin, the Valvoline Ford. As you watch another Napa field summary showing 15 cars on the lead lap. Bill Elliott, the first.
I will say, if the rest of this race is uneventful, I mean, that kind of sucks. But I mean, everything else was so good. It's embarrassing how much better this is.
Here is a battle for position between the 43 and the 75 and the 18.
Oh my god, positions changed after like 20 laps during a green flag run. It didn't take 50 plus laps.
Take another break with 63 laps to go. The laps are going by quickly here. Jeff Gordon right now in command of the Tyson Holly Farms 400.
I'm curious if Gordon's going to get challenged for lead again, though, or not. I don't remember, so I'm not really sure.
Jimmy Spencer remembering fond memories of North Wilkesboro. One pole, one top 5 finish. Jimmy Spencer right now is running in 17th position, a lap down.
Are we going to get him?
Back up front.
Oh, okay.
It's Jeff Gordon continuing to lead Jeff Burton and Dale Earnhardt.
Burton's kind of...
Jeff Burton has come into the picture there now in that 99 Ford. He is just every lap getting about a half a car length or so on him.
Here's the Budweiser race recap. Jeff Gordon leading 150.
18 lead changes. I have 17. I might be off, but
29 laps, averaging a little over 95.
18 lead change. 18 lead changes in this race. 4 yellows for 29 laps apparently.
And Irvin, Rudd, and Burton have also led at least 1 lap. And normally here we would show you cars out of race. There are none. Everybody's still running.
Oh wow.
Last year, every
Wow.
car finished the race, didn't they?
Yep.
Last year too. Wow.
We started 37 this year, didn't we? So we may set a record this year, break the record of last year.
I mean, that's one problem that the leaders, Jeff Gordon, is having is traffic because they've never seen traffic like this before. Every car is still on the racetrack. Gary Punch?
Okay.
Every other lap, Ray Evernham tells his young driver, Jeff, save the tires. Do not spin the tires off the corner. Save those tires. Bill Weber?
Well, Jeff Burton's camp is extremely optimistic. They think this race begins in about 10 laps, and then they think they're going to be the strongest in the final 20. They've caught the 24. Now they got to figure out
Another battle for lead, but this is really because of lap traffic.
Parrott there watching his driver, Jeff Burton, and as Ned has been telling you, Burton gets better as
That's great. I mean, like, flag to flag, it's just been phenomenal. I don't even know what, like, it's just so good. Now lap traffic's not a thing.
Dale Earnhardt to get a little bit closer, and his car is not that bad on long run either.
Somehow Derek Cope got back on track. That car was on fucking fire. Oh, that's insane. That would have never been a thing now, because the damaged vehicle policy would have probably kept them out, so that's... That is a disgusting average finish. Oh my hot damn. That's disgusting.
We see 7 top 5 folks. We've only run 7 short track races.
That's right. Or it had more, I guess.
Yeah.
Been more races.
And the other statistic is that of all the races that Jeff Gordon has been running at the finish, his worst finish of the year is 7th. Now he has had 5 DNFs, but his worst finish while he's running at the end of the race has been a 7th.
And we see Terry Labonte back in 5th spot. He's only a shade under 3.5 seconds behind the leader.
Dale Earnhardt is creeping up.
But as you see, like, they're able to get around lap traffic. They're able to hold them up a little bit, but I remember at Martinsville when, it might have been Larson, not Larson, it might have been Chase Elliott or Byron got caught behind lap traffic at Martinsville, and they just stopped. Like, they're able to at least get around it. Like, it's a little bit of a problem, but they're able to drive around it. I don't know, it's just...
And that's one of the reasons he closed in as close as he did, was because of this traffic that he's having to go through right now.
Terry Labonte doing the most Terry Labonte thing ever, just methodically just working his way up.
Very important, but it is. Boy, you would love to have 5 points for leading the race, but he has not been up front today. Now on top of the Miller Ford with Rusty
dropped off.
Ahead to 8th place, Mark Martin.
And Mark Martin just passed Rusty Wallace for that 8th spot.
Gordon working traffic to the inside of Jeff Green. Here comes Jeff Burton. Jeff, and Jeff here.
That's a bunch of Jeffs.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ooh, he sent it.
Yeah, Jeff Burton is driving a very patient race there right now. He knows he has a good race car, and he's just waiting for a good opportunity, I think. He's not going to force it. Now let's see if Jeff Green, lets Earnhardt by. Oh, yeah, he just backs off the gas.
Yep.
Get on by, boss man.
Go after him, boss.
Of course, Jeff drives Earnhardt's Busch car this year. Steve Park will drive it next year. And Jeff Green will drive a Busch car for the Bechtels. Same people that owns the...
Yeah, Gordon was on another level. Even looking back at stats and stuff, I mean, almost across the board. If we're factoring in, like, modern era, like, stats for, like, wins, top 5s, top 10s, average points finish, I mean, it is disgusting. He has the most wins, most top 5s, most top 10s. I think the only thing he lacks is laps led and average finish. Earnhardt's average points finish is, like, 4.2. Gordon's, if you don't factor in, like, playoffs and stuff and, like, full season points, I think it's, like, 4.8 or 5.3. I mean, it's still, like, just disgusting. But, yeah, Gordon was... That's why I don't compare Gordon and Jimmy. I think it's pretty clear Gordon's just better. When you factor in, like, stats and numbers, Gordon was just better for way longer. Like, when you look at stats and stuff, I think Gordon was just better. Just objectively speaking. Like, the numbers he brought, like, that, like, just absolutely, like, another level. What happened to race state is... I don't know. I don't know why they left. Was it creative differences, or they just got, like, tired of each other? Was there, like, personal conflict? I don't really know.
They had a handling problem. The car was just a little bit loose a couple of stops ago. So when they brought it in, they made an adjustment to try and tighten it up to make the car handle better. It didn't work. In fact, the car got worse. Then they caught the caution, came back in, put the car back.
Gordon did have stiffer competition. I know in terms of, like, full-time drivers that ran, like, the full season, Jimmy had more to race with full-time. I guess that's another topic, too, of, like, the competition versus the 90s versus the 2000s. Like, I don't know which one would be better statistically. Like, I don't really know. Ray wanted to start his own team, and Gordon wanted to stay HMS. That makes it. Wait. Well, Ray, they left in '99. Ray started in 2001. So, what did Ray do in 2000? I know he made Casey Atwood have a couple of starts in his own team in 2000. I remember that. But man, I guess it could be because of that. Then that would make sense. with the Dodge. Probably not on the same level. I mean, even by 2002. I don't think so. I don't think it would have dominated as... But even by 2002, he was starting to decline a little bit. Which for Gordon was just, instead of having an amazing season, it was just a good season.
Boy, Rusty was so strong there for a while. He could pass anybody and do anything with that car.
I think they probably would still been like the standout Dodge team, but I don't think they would have had the same level of success as they would have like Hendrick or something.
And there's Bobby Hamilton, the STP Pontiac.
Okay, thank you for the answer there, Quasimodo. Thank you for that.
And then the 11th place car, Sterling Marlin.
Michael Waltrip will be the next car on the lead lap, running in 12th position. And there he is, up on the outside of the 8 car. Well, maybe the 8 car come on the inside of him. Made the tap.
I do remember Ray Everham being on TV a couple of times in 2000. I remember that. He was in it for the Homestead race in 2000. I remember that. And at Atlanta, I remember that. He was in there for the booth in 2000, so he was definitely on TV a couple of times. I remember that. Jimmy and Chad Canals were the best. They were definitely a hell of a combination from 2004 to 2000. Well, Chad was there from 2002, so 2016. Yeah, they won 80 races together, just about. Like, still, that's actually more than what Gordon Everham did. But Gordon Everham were together for only 6 years.
The magic number for Earnhardt was lap 380. David Smith said nobody is better at saving that right rear tire than the guy.
Interesting. Oh, he got by Burton.
Hadn't said a word. The last time he was this quiet, he won the race at Atlanta. David said they know that Dale wants the final word on the final race in victory lane from Wilkesboro. He wants it very, very badly. He said with 20 to go, Dale's going to start using that right rear to the best he can to catch the 24.
So can Dale Earnhardt catch?
Actually, Gordon's season in 2000 was technically worse. I think he got he got 3 wins, but he got like 9th in points. 2000 was actually his worst year since 1993. Even 2002, Gordon's season was still pretty good, even though he only got, was it really only 2 wins? I don't know, but that's sad that your worst season's 9th in points. If you apply the Winston Cup format, yep, Gore would have been, yep. The other 3 that he should have won was in 07. Then it's, well, it's not his other 7, but would have been, championship number 5 would have been 2004, then 2007, and then 2014. That's a big gap, though. Earnhardt, curious how much more Earnhardt will close in, though. That's a pretty good gap, though.
Here's a battle for third. Dale Jarrett on the inside of Jeff Burton takes over the position.
We thought that Jeff Burton was going to be in a position to challenge to possibly win this race. The last time we had a first-time winner was last year, and that person was Ward Burton, his brother, who did not make the race.
Yeah, I think it's just too far back for Earnhardt to do anything now.
Yep. So Dale Jarrett has moved into third now. He keeps his championship hopes alive.
Well, after that restart, it definitely hasn't been as interesting. I mean, Jeff Burton kind of got close, but it wasn't really enough.
Our next NASCAR Winston Cup telecast will be at the final event of the year in Atlanta, Georgia.
I like how there's a person in chat named Mark Forget, but yet he is very, very, he remembers a lot. There's some sort of hypocrisy with that username because he doesn't really forget a whole lot of things.
Laps to go for our leader, as you can see on the pylon.
He's putting Michael Waltrip a lap down, the 13th place car, so now there are 12 on the list. Make that 11 on the lead lap. Waltrip was at 12. I don't know. It doesn't look like that Dale is gaining much ground on Jeff.
No, I think he's losing.
Looks like Dale Jarrett may be gaining a little bit on Dale Earnhardt.
He is. And Jeff Gordon is pulling away from both of them.
Alrighty, so
6-car Martin continuing on his
this
march.
ending,
And the 43 of Bobby Hamilton is back.
not as spectacular as the first 80%, 85% of this race. It's really like the last 60 laps weren't as spectacular, but like everything else in this race, from like flag to flag, was just like so good. You're 17 with this race. Oh my hot. Oh my. Damn, you got a good. Wow. I can't even imagine how it must feel to watch this race then.
Bobby Hamilton moves to 8th. Mark Martin.
So you are 44? 43? Damn. That's cool. I have a follower of that age watching. That's pretty cool.
For Jeff Gordon over Dale Earnhardt.
Boy, all of them are getting, these tires have been on there quite a while now. You have to be very careful. Not to slip and slide too much.
He's closing in right now, Dale Earnhardt, but Jeff Gordon may be just taking it easy, trying to see the checkered flag. There's only 4.5 laps to go.
We're approaching the time when NASCAR.
But see, when you have a finish like this, but then everything else in the race was so good. Like, it's so freaking nice. I appreciate this so much. I'm so glad I did this, just to confirm my suspicion. I feel like I went through like a character arc just in this stream alone of my expectations of just this race. Yeah, I'm at late 20s, honestly. I watch because you're a real nice fan. Mark, you're too nice. You're very nice. I appreciate it. Sometimes I feel like I'm not nice. I don't know. I know my takes can like set people off. And I guess Burton really burnt his tires off, but we're heading into the white flag. Yeah, Gordon had the best car, but it wasn't like he won it effortlessly. Like there was moments where he lost the lead and should have been able to. He's been able to fight it back. So like it was a really well fought, earned win.
And the drop of the checkered flag here at North Wilkesboro brings down the final curtain of NASCAR Winston Cup racing. From the first race, October 16th, 1949, won by Bob Block. The victory here to Jeff Gordon on September 29th, 1996. Jeff Gordon wins the final race at North Wilkesboro, the Tyson Holly Farms 400. It is his 10th win of the season. That equals the most wins in a season in the 1990s. Bill Weber.
Rick Hendrick, you have a tough job. You know 2 of your cars aren't going to win on race day, but this one and its driver have won 10 times.
It's been an unbelievable year. You know, the guys that work so hard. And
he got 10 wins in 27 races. This is race 27 of the 96 season. I remember that much.
He's unbelievable, isn't he?
He got his name in the North Wilkesboro record book. He's the last guy that'll win a Winston Cup race here, and he'd never been there before.
You know, this place has been awful good to us. We won a lot of races up here.
That's Rick Hendrick, the winning car owner here at North Wilkesboro.
It's his 6th win here, and Jeff Gordon.
It's crazy that like to see all this like these signs and stuff. I remember watching like abandoned track videos. I remember like some of this stuff. That music though, oh my god.
Back at North Wilkesboro, North Carolina.
That's right, they had the thing too where they elevate the car. That was probably unique for this track, or at least in this series. I never really recall anything like that.
Well,
Well, Dale Earnhardt talking to all the media. We'll listen in for a second, then we'll get our question in.
Wilkesboro, but you know, the tires, I just punished the heck out of him trying to run him down. I was doing some good there, and then I got caught up in some lap traffic, but you know, that's the name of the game, is be there where you got to be there, and we weren't there at the end.
How about you got a special day tomorrow?
Yeah, we got an open house at Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet. We're going to have a big day down there, so running good today pumps everybody up for tomorrow.
But Dale, considering the last few weeks you've gone 12 races without a top 5, and then boom, this has to feel almost like a victory, doesn't it?
Well, it does. It feels real good. The team needed this. They needed a shot in the arm, and things to turn around. And I can't say enough for them for this race car. They did a good job, and we really had to take it easy on these tires. The tires were a factor, and racetrack's so wore out, and definitely wasn't going to get a new pavement for this last race. So we just had to take it easy on the tires and do the best we could, and manage the tires is what it was all about.
That's Dale Earnhardt's second place finish. Let's go to the McDonald's Winner's Circle interview with Dr. Jerry Punch.
Well, Jeff Gordon getting ready to climb out of the car. They had been racing at North Wilkesboro Speedway 22 years when Jeff Gordon was born in 1971. And now he gets his first win in the final at North Wilkesboro Speedway. Rick Hendrick is Carl Rennie congratulating. What an emotional moment here. A young man who is charged to lead this.
I'm just like taking it all in, just thinking about everything, because it's just like for flag to flag. I mean, that last 60 laps wasn't as great, but everything else is so like really solid.
Well, Jeffrey, what an effort as Brooke comes in and gets a big kiss from her husband. Jeff, what an outstanding effort today.
Man, I tell you what, this team is awesome, awesome. You know, we just tried to save tires all day long, and I had to change my line on that last set of tires. I learned a little something from Dale Earnhardt today. You know, I'm always learning something from him, and he had a little bit better line around there, saving tires a little bit better. I could be real quick on new tires, but it'd fade on the long runs. And man, I tell you what, the guys just did a great job of adjusting that last set of tires, and it was perfect. You know, again, want to thank DuPont Automotive Finishes, Quaker State, Coca-Cola.
No, that's cool that on his shirt it says 95 champion. I know NASCAR. I don't remember them doing that back then, but it's cool to see that even back then, that they still do that now. That's I like that little detail.
So quick that I got out there and I got to adjust my line and start searching. And you know, right there before we came in, actually for that last pit stop on tires, I adjusted my line to see if I liked that outside off of 4, and I started arching a little bit higher coming into 1 and shooting straight off of 2, and man, did it work. You know, Burton come up on us, and I was trying to save it, not
Chat,
too hard.
what'd you think of that race? If you had to give it from 1 to 10, what would you give that? I don't think it's a 10. I mean, it might be like a very, very strong 8. I was thinking of 9 or an 8.
This is North Wilkesboro. I'm not supposed to win at North Wilkesboro and Martinsville. I don't know what's going on. It's been crazy.
But I would probably give this like a good 8. Good 8 out of 10 or something. I was going to say 7.5, but thinking about how good that... I mean, 17... Looking... I mean, I have that on an Arby's or freaking Burger King receipt, but... 17 lead changes. 17 lead... I mean, 3 of them were during, like, pit cycle. So technically, I guess, like, 14... authentic green flag passes for lead, and there was like 7 or 8 of them in the first half of the race. I mean, that's 8 times more than what they had in real life. And throughout the field there was battling. The only thing I could knock about this race was that BS yellow, and the finish wasn't like exciting. I guess that's maybe where the 8 out of 10 comes from. Like, the racing was solid. So good. So fucking good.
Jeff is involved in several charitable efforts, including the Leukemia Society of America, the McLeod Addictive Diseases Center, Easter Seals, and the National Safety Awareness. So Jeff Gordon, a third quarterfinalist for the True Value Man of the Year award.
Chat's saying an 8, an 8, an 8, 8, 8.5. I can't believe chat's in agreement with me there, like, across the board. See, GMAX sponsor. That did eventually become a... Yeah. It's funny to see, like, some sponsors and how they, like, formed and changed over the years. Because DuPont eventually became Exalta. GMAC became that.
Being presented by
I can't believe chat's in agreement like unanimously.
Semi-synthetic motor oil. By Chevrolet, one car company has won more races in the history of NASCAR, genuine Chevrolet. And by the NASCAR Story, to order call 871 NASCAR.
Someone write that number down. I gotta call it.
Well, you can see there's a lot of emotion, not only in the garage and the pit area, but in the stands as we say goodbye to North Wilkesboro. The winners in the final weekend, well, Ted Musgrave was our first winner as he won the Busch Pole Award here on Friday in a session that was interrupted by rain. Yesterday, Mark Martin drove to victory in the Lowe's 250, the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. And today, in the Holly Farms 400, it was Jeff Gordon.
It's funny to think about.
Into the record books.
I don't know.
We've had a lot of special moments here in these parts of North Carolina, but
something about like the fans don't want to leave. Then in the All-Star race, people wanted to leave because the race is so bad. Which I don't know why it's so funny to me, but I don't know. It just sucks.
The easiest answer to that is my comeback. It was rather exciting just being back and.
I remember that. I remember this. I remember this story. He actually did really well in his first comeback race. It was a top 5.
I did a lot of testing at Wilkesboro. It was an exciting day. Probably the thing that really sticks out to my mind is when we went out to qualify. I could see people standing up, but it was unbelievable because I could hear the fans cheering me on when I was qualifying. I mean, the noise and the motor and everything didn't drown the fans out.
Welcome back to North Wilkesboro. Here are the unofficial results. The bullets indicate.
I can't believe Gordon choked a championship lead of like over 100 points like that. Good lord.
Indicates that he led the most laps, and there were 11 cars on the lead lap.
11 on lead lap.
On this historic facility.
But that race was still so enthralling.
Back in 16th, car down, and then the fellas 2 laps down. And look at all the folks still sitting in the grandstand, not wanting to go home.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking sad.
Here in the past, everybody wants to take a final look and take a deep breath and think of the good times that have occurred here at North Wilkesboro.
And every car finished the race here today, and here are the points after today's race.
And the advantage now up to 111, Jeff Gordon over Terry Labonte. Jerry Punch, final thoughts.
Unbelievable, the history of this racetrack, and what a young man who leads us to the next century. He's the bright young star. He puts the final period, the final chapter. And behind me as victory lane continues, and you look in the stands, we were talking down here about the people who want to savor these last moments and just don't want to leave. Bill?
A veteran track with a lot of young stars. Jeff Gordon, victory lane, good run for Jeff Burton. I think as we go ahead to some of these new tracks, you'll see more and more of the rising stars. We'll miss tracks like North Wilkesboro, but we'll enjoy watching the young stars race into tomorrow. John?
Bill, I think we're going to miss the type of racing that we see here at the track, the short tracks like North Wilkesboro. The race we had today, great race throughout. You had 4 or 5 cars throughout the race battling each other. I'm not so sure we're going to see that on some of those bigger tracks, and it makes me kind of sad that Wilkesboro is going away because I've been coming here, maybe not as long as Benny Parsons or Ned or Jerry, but since the early 80s, and I really have enjoyed it.
All right, well, next Saturday we will be in Sears Point Raceway, Sonoma, California, or some of us will be, for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series at Cragen NASCAR race at 5 o'clock Eastern Time. Our next telecast will be on Sunday, November 10th, the final race of the 1996 NASCAR Winston Cup season, the Napa 500 from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Coming up next here on ESPN will be the baseball game between the Padres.
I don't even know what to say. It breaks my fucking heart. Because people are going to be people are going to be blaming the track so hard when the package is such garbage.
For the final time at North Wilkesboro Speedway. Enix Staley loved racing and brought to North Wilkesboro, North Carolina, a racetrack which through the years established a solid relationship with Bill France and NASCAR. The 5/8-mile speedway, which was originally dirt, gave race fans thrills and excitement like they had never seen before. They came from all over the Brushy Mountains to see the best that stock car racing had to offer. Drivers like Junior Johnson, a local hometown hero, who along with people like Hall of Fame mechanic Herb Nabb, won races both as a driver and a car owner. In fact, North Wilkesboro became known as the track that Junior built. For the 10th time this year, Darrell Waltrip wins a Grand National race into turn number 3. Neil Bonnet still has the lead, but Darrell Waltrip is going to make one final bid to the inside. Now he looks low to the inside, coming off the corner. He's not going to be able to do it.
That was a really short race. Well, maybe not, but like, I mean, this is like a 2-hour video. Maybe like 2.5 hours. Maybe 3. No, maybe 3. I'm not sure, but race flew by. I mean, I know because the cut out commercials. I mean, it's still. I'm not really. That's why I wasn't really surprised that the actual All-Star race flew by quick, because 200 laps goes by pretty quick. But when you have a race that has like not a whole lot happening, it just, I don't know. This is like this is a really good segment.
Richard Petty has won more races here than anyone else, and has helped build the tradition and history of this storied facility. 37 drivers until today had taken the checkered flag and won a race here at North Wilkesboro. Some of the real important names in NASCAR Winston Cup.
Well, Scott McNew, hopefully this stream makes you remember this track can be good. It's just this package is the problem. And hey, you got to. I can't imagine how it feels that you were just at the track and watched the race, and then you're watching this stream and be like, God damn, I spent all my money for this All-Star race on this? I don't know.
This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.
This was a good stream. I'm glad I did this just to get an idea of just to get a frame of mind of what the last race of this track was before tonight, and basically confirmed, not really confirmed, but I guess it confirmed with me that race that we saw was not a typical North Wilkesboro race where it's just one groove, nothing much happening. Like, this clearly had comers and goers. I mean, maybe, and I'm saying maybe, the race could have been better if it was a normal points race. No stages, and you had a 36-car field, and maybe lap traffic could play a factor. That is one element I think could have maybe saved it, but even when lap traffic wasn't a thing, you clearly saw cars being able to do something. There was more than a lane. Like, that was really good. That was, I don't know what more I could say. Is that NR 2003? Oh, yeah, it is. Clable did a stream of it. I guess it didn't work out for him or something because it's only an hour and 42 minutes. So I think something went wrong in the stream. But, yeah. So, that will conclude this stream. I just wanted to confirm with myself, and maybe the viewers too, just to get an idea of what this track was like in its last race. And now I can really reassure myself that this track was not always like this. I mean, it definitely had long green flag runs. That aspect's true. In terms of the racing product, it's like not even close. The Gen 7 cars have systematically butchered just short track packages and everything. So yeah, I'm legit blown away how great this track can be and just how horrible short track packages. Yeah. Thanks for reminding me of how good this track is. I needed that. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad a couple people have taken a lot of positivity out of an idea like this. This was just something I just thought of randomly. So I just was curious just to see what it was like, especially with just how uneventful that whole series was. I just wanted to see, like, am I crazy? Was it always like this? Because I was ready to eat my words. Like, I was going to be like, all right, I was wrong. I thought, it was really good. I thought it was really bad. Or I don't know. I was ready to be proven right in the aspect of, yeah, Wilkesboro was just always this boring. But that wasn't. That was really solid. It was really good. So it's bullshit. It's bullshit for people to sit there and say that this is just how Wilkesboro always was like. It wasn't. I don't know. Maybe when there's more, like, horrifically bad races, we could just look back at these and just, I don't know. I don't know if I want to do more of these. I mean, maybe I will. It literally is just a spur of the moment, like a feeling type of thing where it's just like, I have to do this, so can't say this. I was actually getting ready to, not getting ready, but I was practicing on ignition. was practicing NASCAR 05 because Phantom and Foxy sent me a Nazareth setup, and I was testing it. And it actually seemed like it was pretty damn good. So I was practicing that because I was going to maybe do a stream tomorrow or maybe Tuesday. Because I want revenge. I want revenge of that fucking track. And I think that setup Phantom sent me, I think I can do it. And I want to do a full distance race. I'm fucking insane, but I wanted to do it. So that's like a secret thing. And also I got to upload the race review thing because I've already done that. So I have to like upload that. So I'll do that when the stream ends. So you'll be seeing that video late at night. It'll be like 3 in the morning or 4 maybe. But it'll be up at some point. I don't know if I'll have videos out tomorrow or what, like usual. Maybe I will, but I'm not sure. Yeah, the truck race was fine. I mean, it wasn't like a barn burn or anything. It definitely wasn't as good as like a race like this, but it was fine. I mean, granted, the stages kind of ruined it because when you restart with like 5 to go, then you have another caution. Like the stages kind of break up the flow with that, and it kind of got stupid at the end with the yellows. But it was fine. Like the truck race proved that. Oh my god, I want the Xfinity cars to go here so fucking bad. Can you imagine with that car, the horsepower it has, just how fucking amazing that would have been? I mean, it would have just utterly blown the Cup race out of the freaking water. I would love Xfinity to go here as a normal points race. That would be fantastic. Happy with the Gen 5. Gen 6 I agree with. I remember that time period, but Gen 5, I don't remember short tracks being that bad. Like 2007, 2008, I mean, see, that's the thing, I don't remember. I mean, again, it's been 15 years. I mean, I remember watching those races live, but, you know, I'm not going to remember, you know, a 13-year-old me isn't going to understand the complex nuances of the race and how things progressed. But I don't remember it being like that. So, I don't know. But it's good to get this reassurance to confirm my suspicion, because I had no idea it was that good. I really thought it was just going to be a very boring race, and I was wrong. But yeah. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you to My Name is John and JD Land for being a member for 4 consecutive months. Scott Manu with the 10 earlier on. I appreciate it. It helps me out a ton with the stream. And the streams I've done today, because this stream started yesterday. So thank you a ton. That helps me. This month has been very stressful with just the channel and what I want to do and just how things were going. Like I kind of was forcing myself to stream, or I just was pushing myself. And now that I finally got World of Outlaws done, I mean, you got a couple more parts before that's like up and done, but I got a little less on my plate. I can do more things. Like I'm working on the Robin script here on the top left. That's the script I'm working on, and the World Without Leeches. I'm gonna try to make sure that's more of a monthly thing. So sometime in June, I can have another part up. So, yeah, I'm gonna get going. This stream's gonna end. It's very old school, very simple. So we're not gonna have any pre-stream stuff. I'm just gonna end it, so hopefully I don't cut myself off mid-sentence. But thank you for watching, everybody, for tuning in. I like this idea. I'm glad Chad had a good time watching and reminiscing, and Mark didn't forget a lot of things apparently, because he was very knowledgeable. he helped to give a little bit of insight and context to certain things of the time period too, so that helps. But thank you for everybody for tuning in. Should I even ask about DeviantArt? It's just I don't think we'll talk about that one. It's just like there's a certain art, like kind of like on Twitter, there's a certain artist I follow. It's basically just an account, not an account, but we won't go into that. But yeah, thank you for everybody tuning in. I'll see you all in another video, another stream, and all that stuff. However, things race review will be up later in the morning, a couple hours from now. So I have that already rendered. That was already done before I even started stream. So that'll be up. So, yeah, I'll get going.